He's ready to explore, streaming his gameplay to fans who want more. With neon lights and retro vibes, he's in his zone. Death Digits energy is like a cyclone, blasting through levels with his lightning fast skills. ADHD on overdrive, he's climbing the hills, dodging obstacles, jumping with precision. Death Digits gaming, it's an intense collision. It's an intense collision. Blasting through levels with his lightning fast skills. ADHD on overdrive, he's climbing the hills, dodging obstacles, jumping with precision. Death Digits gaming, it's an intense collision. It's an intense collision.
What up? What up, what up, what up? Why isn't this working? Oh, it's because, yeah, that. Got it. What's up, Colby? Hope you're doing good. Are you going to be in the test? Are you testing?
Where did you guys
The
find
game's
guns
crashing.
and stuff? I don't have anything.
Oh, I'm shooting.
Yeah,
y'all
checked
checked out
out
the rat
the
warehouse?
Can't cook anything now.
I'm in the
Can I
sin
do it?
one. I can't
The
aim
rat
right now.
warehouse is wild. I can't aim, but I can shoot. Throw a grenade and you might be able to shoot.
Canyon is.
Yeah, it's weird. I gotta like read.
I
Maybe if I
don't
climb
know.
again. After climbing, it let me shoot last time.
Can't get out of the game.
Yep. See. Huh?
This feels good. This feels
Maybe
really
if I
good.
do like
actually.
this.
So is there no more like unequipping or like, you know how before you would hold down a button to like
I
stow
can't
your
get out of
weapon and you
Ooh,
could run fast?
armor
Is that
plating.
not a thing anymore?
I just stowed it right
the
now.
I
road?
believe
Here we
it
go.
is.
I just stowed it. I'm running.
The
Ow.
loadout.
Yeah, infinite slides.
So-
You hold if you're on controller, you hold down the D-pad. I don't know what it is for you guys.
Oh,
Press X.
controller.
I think it's
How's the
right.
controller
Oh,
feeling?
interesting.
Yo,
That's a
control.
different-
Wow,
Yo, you
this
guys
is
gotta
good.
try out controller, guys. I won't lie to you.
Oh my
Does it feel
god!
good?
Bro, the
If
slide
aim is
just
just
sent me 100
if
miles
the aim
an
is
hour.
just broken, I will use the controller. But if
Alright,
it's
what
not,
game mode you guys
Joker,
jump
I don't
into
want to
get
hear your
in?
country accent without a glass.
Oh
in your
my
hand.
Go to the DCM page,
Wait, how
Okay.
are you sliding that far?
click test, and then pick
Are
your
you
map.
sure you're not bugged? Because I don't slide that far.
Infinite
Oh,
slide.
I slide
Or,
that
or
far
is it
too.
on
I definitely
infinite
have
slot?
Okay,
Oh,
I won't
okay,
lie
it's
to
a
you.
setting.
Controller feels way better than it did in the first one.
Yo,
What
I can't
is
get the
this?
Vision Pro to work, Cozy.
can I drop my stuff?
I'm actually sliding it.
Oh, I dropped it.
go.
Whoa!
Map.
Did you guys check
could
the new
just-
map?
Getting
Just
guns,
test.
though, that's what I wanna
Oh
know.
my
What is-
lord.
Sin, the
warehouse.
Sin
Oh,
warehouse? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at the
Slide across the world. Slide, I
Interesting.
can't stop
Yeah.
there.
Okay, how am I supposed to get up here?
Slide up the hill.
Is there another map? What's the
Alright, hold
oh no.
Channel
What
is
is
now
when
open
you
for
can just slide
questions.
through the fucking world, you
What
know?
is this?
Sin warehouse, man.
Alright, this smoke is crazy right here.
AMA
just
channel now blind open for questions.
You're watching this.
There's security
Yeah.
cameras.
Slide is
What
Blind.
the
It's
Ooh,
not
look at
good.
that little hole.
Wait. Haha. Into the climb.
into the climb?
Oh.
Ooh, I can aim it.
Started?
How do you? Oh, okay.
Sector 2 slums.
It didn't start.
Wonder if I can get up there. Hold
Dude,
on.
Sin Warehouse
Added
is so
light.
goddamn dark.
It didn't start.
Dude,
It's
yeah,
just
run.
turn up
This
your
is a
lighting.
test world, so
Holy
no one else
shit,
is in
no
here.
way. Hold on.
But
hold
you
on.
can check it out.
I can't tell
the
What's
that's
up,
a wall
Darcy? How
or
you
not, or a
doing?
wall run. Let me see.
Okay.
Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
Oh,
yeah,
It's
okay.
going good.
Yeah,
Oh.
go to
We're a bit early.
global illumination and
This
turn it up.
probably we're supposed to get on here
So, did he
until
jump
after
when you
the
do that?
Q&A, but the
Yeah,
Q&A is
it
coming
goes
up here
backwards.
at
You don't need to
4.
go forwards.
This
I'm
is
on
the new
control, so I'm
map.
used to how this feels.
Yo, this
for
place is
founders.
Weird, dude. Sector 2. I'm
So
getting
checking out this new
you might
map.
have
Haven't
to
been
hit-
here before.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
dark.
you're not controlling, never mind.
Some
It tries
Tubage?
to pull you up, right? I think
By
at
the
a
way,
certain
I
height
just
you
crazy
can't.
art. Oh, I'm a graphic designer.
There's
Oh,
like
okay.
security
This is
cameras and
very
stuff that
like
scan you.
crammed close.
Okay.
quarters,
I
sneak
gotta go
around,
eat
tactical.
There
fast
you go.
or first.
crazy
All
art.
right. Yeah.
Sliding.
But yeah, you just go in the
Of course,
testing,
it's
and
so
that's how you can
good.
check it out. And
No!
Oh, so close.
can't stop.
What the fuck?
Yo, the mantling and the ladder grabs are fucking
This is crazy.
Rosie was like, fuck
What?
no, I'm not done.
Oh, it's a rug.
Shoot.
Got an idea here.
I ain't hit around yet.
I can't shoot when you're sliding because it's bugged out right now. But if you climb, right, and you put the gun away, you can shoot again. So as long as you climb immediately after sliding infinitely, you can shoot your gun.
The sliding is pretty.
Does it feel the same?
I just felt this.
Oh.
If you
You
do a
almost
180
got it.
while sliding, you can see your own body.
Yeah, it's weird watching.
Yeah.
Who's watching my screen? Let's see. Woo!
Consumable.
Let's go.
That's awesome.
Dude,
Ah,
I'm gonna say it right now. That's gonna be the next crash. Somebody's gonna do that, and they're gonna do it for too long, and then the game's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" And it's
You
gonna
ever see
just sit
that-
in there.
Look at that, guys. You can drive your slide, by the way. You don't have to just stop at a wall. You can just turn. You know, go
Yeah.
to the doors.
Yeah, you ever see that meme of the soccer goalie that scores and then just slides forever? It's like that.
Yeah.
Yo, slide racing. Who's down, guys? Who's down?
Oh yeah, that's
I
a
don't
game.
know,
Slide
dude.
racing.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
go.
I'm down to slide race.
Yo,
Let's
if you
go.
go outside of the building
Doing with your
on the
TCM, Joker,
Sector
thanks,
2
buddy.
map,
Slide
it's-
race.
You look up, it's
How
fucking
does the
huge.
scope look?
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. It is massive.
Let's woo.
Makes me wonder how far up you can go.
Why
I
did they
like-
reduce
I
the
like,
visibility
uh,
a little bit? It's not
I
bad.
like this ACOG
What do I-
change. It looks
a lot easier.
it looks a
Oh,
lot
there's
brighter.
like ventilation
What?
and stuff.
Oh, let me do the
you
thing
can,
real quick.
What do I have in my
Knock that
hand?
down.
That ACOG is really nice.
It was a little bit better.
Not the Holly, but the one on the pistol.
How do you look
Yeah.
at inventory?
You all
The
see
3-time
the
looks
armor
way
plate?
better.
Yeah.
Oh, controller settings. PlayStation or Xbox.
Oh, no. Select.
Oh, I can't shoot
I
my
feel like
heavy.
they
Slide
hold on,
forever.
zoom in with that again.
Yeah.
The pistol. I just
No,
want
I-
to see
I like,
how much it changed because before I felt like it sucked in
Oh,
a
I'm
little
gonna-
bit further.
Bring that
That's gonna
FOV
be a
down.
lot.
Let's go.
I don't have any
Just wanted to
guns
waste
on
it
me.
getting guns and get
Oh, my dad.
Bro, I
Hey,
love the way Sector
shots.
2's looking right now with
Is
like
it?
I'm
This the
thinking of
only
like
area?
extraction mode. Like this is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, make
Oh,
sure-
the
Shots,
doors
it's in
have
the
handles.
rat warehouse.
Oh, okay.
You
So-
spawn with a weapon.
Okay, thank you.
How do
Is
we
that
see
right?
it?
Is that
Oh,
Ooh, grenade.
You can
Whoa!
also armor plate in there
So
too.
there's like a security cam with a laser.
Dude,
Doors
throw
have
a
handles.
grenade. You can chuck those things to the moon.
Oh, I've been seen.
Oh, you can. Look at this plate.
What happens?
What is it? Is those plates?
What is this?
Yeah, you can armor
You're
plate.
right. There is a security camera.
It looks like
What
you
is
can't
Dude,
spam
it's
jump.
the laser like tracks you and it turns red if it tracks you, but like I'm like,
How do
oh,
I-
what happens?
I've fallen
How
to
do I
my
get up
death
there?
twice already.
Oh no, you better be careful. Those cleaners might come after you.
Yo, I would laugh so hard.
When you go to the
Oh
top of
my
the ladder, you
God,
got to
there's a
on
jump.
the
basement?
outside of the map, bro. Just trying to find the outside in here is crazy.
How do I get up there?
Sector
That's
2
what I
is
wanna
so
How do you get
different.
in there?
Oh yeah.
This is amazing. Like I'm already just like looking
Oh,
at the
look to your
geometry
left.
and thinking like,
Yeah,
this is fleshed out.
yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, this is
Everywhere.
nuts.
It's
I'm
very
not even. I
wide.
haven't even made it to Rat's Nest yet. I'm
Oh,
still,
dude,
like,
there's some
No.
ratty shit up there, man.
Yeah, Sector 2 is crazy.
That's,
There's
that's
a
like
floating
oh,
helicopter
man.
that's just like in midair doing
What is
nothing.
this supposed to
Can you?
What is that platform?
Oh,
Just
you
floating?
can.
The whole thing's just floating there. What do I do?
Oh, I fell.
Oh, maybe I
Hold
go
on.
on those pipes. Maybe up
Maybe if I
there.
get up
Sector
here.
2
Oh, I
is
can. I bet you I
I
can make
jump
that.
out of the geometry.
a lot different.
Oh no.
Nice,
Go.
Yeah.
Just-
Holy
I
crap.
want to get up there.
Third and
Oh,
third
no.
floor.
It might be.
What?
You have to go outside
line
and up
way
on the
faster.
roof, and then there
Oh,
might
there's
be a vent
so many little
access.
places to Oh, hide.
Oh,
wow.
Wow, dude.
Maybe I need to get up
Okay, Sector 2, like, dude.
there. Get up here.
This is gonna be
Then up here.
crazy.
We
can't
You
wait
guys
to
make
go
it on
out.
the
Wait, wait, wait,
outside
wait.
of Sector
Nope.
2.
This is
no!
not that
Didn't
Magnum.
make it.
The auto ladder.
You go up this.
Holy.
It just. I think
No, you
Oh,
need a
wait,
thruster
yeah, it did.
still.
Oh, I respawned.
Single.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, you have to mantle off ladders now.
Can you slide off this still? That's also.
Let me find out real quick.
Where's the helicopter?
Dude.
Oh crap! I'm on the
Oh,
back
I
of the
see it.
ladder.
Oh,
Holy shit.
the size of Sector 2.
It's huge,
insane,
isn't it?
right? Yeah.
Dude, what the?
If I get up on here, can I like?
Oh
my
my
God.
god. Get up there.
Oh yeah, this zip line is way better, dude.
Oh no!
Ooh,
Why do
Come
you
on, come on,
auto?
come on, come on, come on.
Do you
Why
always
can't-
auto mantle?
I can't grab the pipe. Why can't I grab the pipe?
Damn.
It's hard to tell
Bro,
if
the
you can
sliding
still slide
is
off
so
it, Dingle.
bugged.
There's not.
Yeah,
enough
the
space
sliding
there.
is
Oh.
busted.
I hit slide and I swear to God my character just immediately to
I
100
need
mile
a-
an hour.
How do
I
you
need a
grab?
zipline thruster.
How do you grab the
Stat.
pipe?
I'll
Oh,
show
you
you.
can't.
I found a rat.
Pipes are for rats now.
I found a real rat in
Oh.
the game.
You should be able to like on the
Nice.
smaller.
Okay, I
boxes,
need to be a
you
rat
can
then.
go- Okay, never mind.
I don't have a head.
Little jump.
Mantle.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, he kind of does a faster
Dude.
jump.
Mark the brown.
It tells me what level I'm at, I guess.
How do you stop
Yeah, that's-
sliding?
that's
you
what
just
floor
don't.
you're on.
Or-
What?
Just run into something.
That's,
Yep. you
What
just-
is
I don't know,
this?
please Stop.
Whoa!
Took off the head. I'm dead.
Bro, this okay, I'm gonna say it right now. I haven't seen Rat's Nest yet, but like this Sector 2 slums or whatever map is definitely
Rat's
gonna
Nest is
do
pretty
well
cool.
for extraction
Did-
modes.
Hey,
Oh,
did
yeah.
you see that the vents in the floor that you can
Here.
open and close?
Uh-oh.
Not yet. I'm looking for him now.
There's
I'm s-
vents that you can open and
No,
close. in the
I found
floor
a
and the
bug.
ceiling.
How do I?
I
Why
found a
can't I
bug.
leave?
I
just
can't.
wanna leave.
I brought up the circle, like the circle that you could pick different items, and now it's just stuck on my screen, and I can't. My mouse can't rotate,
Oh no.
so I can't have nothing to select,
Think
so I can't
something.
get out of it.
Stop
Access
sliding.
grant. Oh, this is
Doesn't
the
get
extraction tube
Um,
thing that they showed the concept on.
Oh, I
What?
found the
Dude.
And I just it let me
Whoa,
walk out
I'm
of the map.
stuck.
What is this laser field?
Dude,
What
have you
is
guys
that?
found the rat spawn area?
Hey, if you find
No.
the tube,
What?
Dude.
like the
It's broken.
cryo tube looking thing where you like the concept art, like where you would extract, if you find that
Um,
in the Sector 2 slum, you can walk right through it outside the map.
There's a laser in the cafeteria. And it's
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
We need.
Cannot-
I
I
just
cannot
saw it.
actually
I just
get the
looked
game.
at it.
I have to
Whoa.
force shut the game off.
Oh, what's
That's
this?
crazy.
Now
I
it's like,
can't-
am I gonna be able to get back?
Oh
in?
my god, this sucks. I'm stuck with the circle, and I can't rotate. I can only go
Did
straight.
they say there was
Oh,
something
no.
about wall climbing?
I want to know.
Oh,
why
yeah,
I
I
thought
yeah.
that's what it was, but it's not.
And
It's just you
I
reaching
can
for
climb.
it.
You
Yeah,
can't
so
climb
it's
pipes
like
unless
you
you're a
can, like,
rat.
But
like
it does
taller
work,
stuff.
but it only works
Really?
on mantleable.
So like when a
mantleable
wall's a
walls.
bit taller than you are, like you can sort of like have a little run up it and grab onto the edge.
So how do
Is
you
that
exit?
accurate?
How do you
Well, that
exit
and
the
aren't
That's
map?
actually pretty
I
cool.
was
though,
wrong.
Aren't the
if you think
rats
about it.
supposed
It
to
is.
have more of an ability to do that?
Yeah, they
Yeah, 'cause
climb
they
up
are
pipes,
robotic.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
they-
I
Oh,
just tried to
well,
climb
that's
up a pipe as Cassius, and it won't let me.
They'll
Yeah.
pull the iron
Can you
robot.
Oh, what is that laser?
They said you
How
could
do you
slide
exit
on 'em.
the
Yeah,
map?
we-
I can't exit or anything.
Hit escape
Yeah,
and then
exit
hit
the map.
Just
Click
go,
escape,
click,
yeah.
go home.
Control.
look,
Oh,
there's a
it's
fence
okay.
there.
Well,
it identifies you. What?
I guess I have a bug where I can't even do that. I'm stuck in.
Yeah, that happened to me too. You're gonna just have to close out the whole application.
The ladders are
Yeah,
very.
I think it only happened to me and one other person. So now
The
you're just
camera
the
has
third.
found me.
because
I think
the-
it
the
might
ladders-
be due
Part four being very-
to
There's edgy.
I think it's
yeah.
not having
opening and
anything.
closing it. really
Well, I have
fast.
the circle, like the selection circle on. Like when you hold down something, I think it's because I don't have anything to select, so now it's stuck open because there's
Is
no
there anything?
auto
is there
exit.
anything in the notes about
That-
camera?
nothing to select in it.
Okay.
Oh,
So
there
that
is an
didn't happen to
auto
me.
exit. It
I
doesn't-
guess.
Yeah, you can. I can literally. I literally have a circle, like a donut,
That
a light
me
gray
alone,
donut
camera.
on the middle of my screen.
all of the
Hey, guys,
ladders are
where do you go
broken,
from
but they
the
also have
beginning? You get that
the
first out of the
automatic
elevator.
feature. The automatic climb feature that they added. If you're close to one and you just tap the key W like just once or up on your controller, it'll like throw you at the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can just
Don't-
walk
no,
up
how
to
are
it
you-
and
how
go
are
on
you
them.
in the game?
You
How
go
are you
into
not in
the
So
the game?
basically, I'm
click on
special.
test,
I'm
choose the
not
map.
really. Yeah.
Oh, the
No,
fence is
how
cool,
did you
man.
spawn into a map?
Test.
Go to
You
practice.
go
DCS.
into
Or test,
DCM
yeah,
and you
test.
click launch map.
You can change
Oh,
the
where?
map
Not
you want to
Rats
go
Nest.
to.
I've only got
DCM.
Okay, go DCM.
Oh.
Yeah.
click test,
Oh,
and then
I
choose
see.
a map, and then right next to it, click launch map.
What? Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Spencer,
That's
Yeah,
okay.
This whole like
Going-
security camera
looks like they're
business
doing their thing.
You know,
Also,
rat.
these are the
Pretty cool.
rat
So this
vents
is just
Not
standard
they were
canyon.
talking about.
Q&A's going
Yeah.
down.
Oh,
It's a
we better
BCM.
move.
Is it? Oh, we better hoof
Is
it
that
over.
like a
Hoof it,
stream
hoof it.
thing with people talking, or is it just text?
Oh.
Not chat typing.
Oh, I don't know if this is a good idea. They might.
All right. We are in. Can't see it on my screen, but we're waiting for the chat to start happening.
Saw that event comp, so people figured out how to launch local servers. Cool, but also buggy. So at least you got a quick glimpse of the people that were hopping into the build.
All right. As they talk, let's check out the other map here.
And if you have questions, make sure you get them into chat.
Test.
So we're pulling stuff.
We
from.
saw Canyon. We saw the Sin Warehouse. So let's go to slums. Check out the slums. No, we're a Sin. Oh, we're not a Sin. Crap. What's this do? Whoa! Ooh. What in the world? What is this? Okay. Look at me sliding on stuff. Okay. Jeez. All right. Interesting. Oh wow.
Just give a moment for people to trickle in. And again, if you have any questions, make sure you put them in chat. We'll keep pulling from there.
Made it. Let's go. What? Was that a helicopter mid-flight? All right, we found a helicopter mid-flight here.
Not upper at all. The video cam on, and also speaking to everyone.
I was about to ask, if we're doing cams, I need 5 minutes to do a quick cleanup behind me.
I don't think you have to. Am I quiet for everyone or just for Stare? I can probably adjust some stuff on my end.
Let's see what happens if I
Fine for me.
go into here.
Cool.
Like, what? Let's check what's behind this door. Door. Crap, did I? There we go. Little radio. Oh, hold on. Oh. Thought I could turn on the radio there. That would have been dope. Whoa! Okay.
I believe the plan is they can just ask questions now and then we'll pull them out of chat. Is that the idea, Nick? Or are we going to raise hands? I don't know how we're going to structure this.
Yeah, we'll do both. If you want to ask a question, it'll probably
What's this do?
get into a little bit quicker than raising hands, but we'll also take some raised hand questions. We'll probably go through the text channels first, just because those are all written out already. So if you have questions, put them in the phone testing AMA chat right now, so Colin can start reading through those and getting answers out. And then towards the end, Colin, or when you're out of text questions, if you just want to have, if people want to raise hands and ask questions on anything in voice, you're welcome to do it that way.
Let's go up.
Cool.
What we're
yeah, so
hearing
we're
is them
gonna go
talking
to-
about the Q&A.
Yeah, we got 60 some people in here. Go. Seems everyone's excited to finally get to play the build. So yeah, we can get right into it.
Glad
I'll do
there's
a
an
quick
update.
Introduction, since I'm probably new to a lot of you. Colin, I'm design director at Midnight Society. I joined the team basically right after the Vegas event. So I interviewed with the team right before Vegas, and then I got to watch on stream as everyone got together and celebrated and met a lot of you.
Whoa!
And joined the team right afterwards.
Colby, thank you so much for the prime. Oh my god, that was loud.
You will now now get to play.
Scared the crap out of
So I can answer.
Thank you so much for the
anything,
prime,
but the questions
man.
that will
Appreciate
be
it.
best suited will be gameplay
what?
type stuff that I can
You
really
got the whole way
get
up there?
into, or any like
Oh, I
larger
got it.
scale design stuff, or obviously anything from the change notes that we put out.
Slide on over
My
there.
own background, I used to be a competitive esports player back in the Xbox 360 days. I was a Gears of War pro. With
Xbox, come on,
MLG,
bro.
Played Battlefield.
That's not real gaming.
competitively, Halo,
Consoles.
And then I got into the industry doing QA, and did the old QA through design pipeline, and now we're here answering questions with all of y'all. So yeah, let's dig in.
I think
Further
there's
down.
a couple questions at the top from Gump, then
Ooh.
down through the chat. If we can just keep the chat to questions only now, Sentries and Night Command, that would be great.
That'd be awesome.
I am the Night Command.
Yeah, and I'll note that I'm answering questions. I'm also just gonna be like living in Discord over the next week, and some people probably already noticed that I was hanging out this morning and yesterday answering a bunch of questions. So I may have already answered some of these, and I'll be around to answer them even more in the future, as well as kind of just being a continual back and forth as we go through these topics. And much like the patch notes said, like
Happens if I
what to
get in
convey
here.
that anything I say here is like plan of record, but like the
Don't go down
most
there.
things aren't set in stone, and really it's meant to be a continual process both for the development team, but as well as our interactions with y'all and be able to make changes based off of the discussions that we have. So get started. Gump asked, how will the new respawn system impact how rats
high
and
we can
claws
go.
play now? Yeah, so in the updated VES mode, you will have no respawns by default as either claw or rat. There will be some ways that you can respawn, like there's respawn stations, so you can bring a teammate back if you go over there, and they'll come back as a rat rather than as a claw. So they'll be able to gather some of their stuff up or try to grab their bag, but they won't have like the full inventory capacity of playing as a claw. Is that the only way? It might be the only way that you can respawn currently. In the future, maybe items as well that allow you to have one respawn or something like that. But fundamentally, the mode shifts to 1 life per match.
Okay. So rats have different abilities. They,
And obviously, like
rats
the
can
playtest,
climb up
that
this.
might
I can't.
be a bit daunting, but obviously, like in a live environment, you'd be able to queue up for another match and kind of grind out games that way.
I'm gonna kind of queue as a
So
rat to
that's
see what it's
the
like.
thought. Xander, what will be the marketing strategy to ensure hype around the game once it comes? We're currently talking about that stuff and figuring out launch plans and all those details. I don't really have anything to share about that today, unfortunately. Are you using UE5's omnidirectional movement? We're using, for third-person movement, we implemented the motion matching stuff from the most recent UE5 update. So that's what you're seeing, like when you're walking around in the hideout, for example, or when you're watching other players. So yeah, they've done some updates to that stuff. I don't think it affects first-person movement, though, at the top of my head.
We get up there. It's my question.
Scrolling down. Are we able to test the build outside of test hours? Servers will be down. The idea being we want to make sure that people, A, don't get burned out playing a very small amount of game content, but also just directing everyone at the same time so we can get really good matches in. It seems like there's a bit of an oversight that you can get local matches, it seems,
Yes.
but that'll be on like your own local server and client, so it will have a lot of bugs. We aren't intending that flow to be a thing, so there'll be some issues, but the idea is that we'll do testing during test hours
Like
only,
it.
and that's when servers will go up and down.
We're not supposed to be here.
And then we'll be adjusting these windows over time.
So we're not supposed to be in here.
Cyberwig asked, how often are Founders
Happening.
tests going to be? We have the updated schedule inside of the Founders testing info channel. It will be weekly,
Helicopter
Thursdays
moving.
and Saturdays are the current plan. And our overall plan is that you're really along for the ride on the dev process. So any week that we play where like our internal playtest is good enough that there's no crashes, or there's no blocking crashes or like really high frequency crashes.
Here we go.
And there's no bugs that keep you from playing the game, then we'll just take that build and push it to founders, and then you'll have the latest and greatest changes from the team.
Oh crap! I
and
didn't mean
we'll
to
keep
exit the
playing
whole way
that
out.
every week is the idea. And we'll start out with these team deathmatch playtests that are focused on combat and our movement systems and all that stuff. And the goal is that we're building up to being able to transition towards.
Do you have
VES
infinite
testing
slide?
in the
Yes,
same,
it's crazy.
Strategy.
I do. It's
So
nuts.
That's the plan. We'll see how long that process takes to get to VES.
I'm gonna
we have
see.
some features that I think are
I'm
kind
hoping
of
I can
necessary before we get
enter
there.
as a
The
rat
plan is that
because
we're just kind
I
of
want
pushing
to
updated builds, so
see
you'll
all like the little
rapid
hidey
changes
spots.
each week. And we'll try to stay on top of giving you change logs to see what's changed.
So if I
as
go
we
into
get through the build
tests, I can't change what I am though. I wonder if I'm gonna launch Canyon. I haven't checked it out. Let's check out
in terms
Canyon.
of extraction gameplay, loot is retained.
Can't
to the
shoot
main
either.
character.
It's a weird glitch on some of them.
I think
Whoa! Did you see
Scavs
that?
is probably
See how
like
fast
a
I went?
good analog. I think the actual gameplay is quite a
was
bit different,
insane.
and we're supporting it as like
I went this way. No, not
primary
the
play
same.
pattern.
Why was I
rather than
going
it being
super
something
fast?
that's on a cooldown. You'll always be able to play as a rat. It's designed so that if you only like playing as a rat, you'll be able to more or less like be able to play the entire game that way if you want to. Valid.
That's cool.
So yeah, I think it's similar, but not quite. I do think the gameplay of rats ends up being very unique and distinct. But very nature of our game mode is probably a little bit different in terms of.
Interesting. They
how
still have
close and
Doc's
exact
voice
the
right there.
rounds and matches are, so a little bit, but certainly it was like a pretty good starting point. I think rats is a good way, or scavs is a way to think about it. We are rolling through. Let's see. I just scrolled down, so I have a bunch of questions. Good. Peaches asked, what is the main focus of this test session? So the main things we're looking at are combat, like gunplay,
Yeah, wish we had
armor,
lights.
health, damage, all that stuff. Movement for both the rat and the claws.
So this is like a
there's some
this
pretty
is like
significant updates there. Especially
like a
just like
prison
moment to moment, like
gulag or
ABS
something, right?
speeds and strafe speeds and
how
strafe
do I
responsiveness, all
get out
that
of the
stuff
center
that
here?
wrapped up, and then on top of the new movement stuff that changed.
Or is this
and
it?
then we did a pass on controller, feel, and aim assist, and all that stuff. And controller in general should be way more playable, so we'd like feedback on those systems. We aren't really interested in like level design feedback. This isn't really the point of this playtest, and the maps we're playing, 2 of the 3, we aren't planning to do anything with. So, in general, it's not a main focus. The game mode also.
Maybe it's when
is
you
sort of a
first
throwaway
when you
thing
first
that we
start.
just
If you
put
slide
together
right when
for
it
the sake
logs in.
of the testing.
Makes
So
you
it's
super
me,
fast.
rat versus claw, but we aren't necessarily trying to balance it so that it's, the 2 teams are equal. I expect the claws will probably be a little bit stronger with the current tuning, for example. But we are kind of using it as a just way for people to get the experience of.
I'm gonna
playing
rat
as a
it up.
claw and seeing a lot of rats first.
Rat it up.
Have the differentiating
Gonna
gameplay.
rat it up.
Is the goal to have? Sorry, Taco says, is the goal to have
we can get up
grounded
on
slash
here?
realistic movement compared to the floaty movement currently in game?
How though?
I'd say one of the goals is that we're a bit more grounded for claws and a more agile and fast for rats. I don't think the desire, and when we say like grounded or realistic, a lot of people think about just heavy or slow or unresponsive. I think the main goal is that we feel like all of our characters are agile and responsive, but aren't necessarily flying around the map really fast and able to just sprint past everything.
As they,
so I think
as we just
what
saw,
you'll play is a reflection of
first
that.
logged in, I was
and
going
we're interested
freaking
in getting feedback on
super
does this
fast.
feel good.
I want to
Should
get
we
up here
go
somehow.
in any direction, really, from here. But I
me
think the
see.
dichotomy between the 2 and just making them feel different.
I want
is
to
also an
glitch up.
important goal.
This is a super
What is the
small
plan
map.
as far Shots Will Fire says, what is the plan as far as keeping movement and gameplay more fast-paced as compared to your typical extraction shooter? And yeah, I think that's reflected in that same statement. I think as we play, you'll see that the overall shooting experience is definitely more on the arcadey, fast-paced side of things. But we did bring
Look
down
at this.
like
Watch
the
this.
top end speed for claws. Like the speed is a little bit lower, or a good bit lower from what's in Snapshot 7. But all the movement during combat is actually a little bit faster. So
Smoke grenade like a
you'll be able
bomb.
to strafe a little bit faster.
What?
ADS penalty, like when you're the slow that you get when you're aiming is less. So trying to make it so that the combat itself is really fast, responsive, and feels like you have lots of agency, without necessarily letting you run fast, like Sonic. But rats kind of break that paradigm. Rats traverse the environment, take turns, as they go through the map. Compared to the typical extraction shooter, our level design makes it way different. Fields or large warehouses, that sort of stuff. Everyone's kind of brought together more frequently. Got more water before we started.
Do I have to turn them up individually? Or speakers. Just have to turn them up
We still
individually.
have thank you for using lifelink, enjoy. Oh, lifelink. Yes, I think so.
He's not understanding.
I think you're just
I'm
talking
not
about the
sure.
audio line on when you use a life link, but I think that's just a placeholder.
Yeah, it's a placeholder.
Yeah, well, it's also it's also you feel kind of stiff,
How much
but that's
has
just
controller
right.
been worked on for this playtest?
I think about it,
so
Daft.
we
redid
this mode is only buggy
bindings,
like the default bindings entirely.
It's not. We're not supposed to be in here right now.
The default sensitivities got adjusted. We found a couple issues when we were looking through on the capsules and how they were tracked for aim assist purposes.
And I can't like. I have to wait. I have to wait 54 minutes.
Retuned all the aim assist stuff and made some
there's
tweaks
nowhere else
the
to go
system
in
as well. You won't be able to test it necessarily in the team deathmatch, but the whole looting experience is completely different. We moved away from the grid-based click and drag management of items into something that's much more friendly for controllers to be
Yeah,
able
the
to push
movement
through.
seems better,
And also improve the PC experience.
Yeah, and the hideout is just different.
So in general,
You're right
I
about
personally
that.
found the
didn't think
game
about that.
unplayable in Snapshot 7 on a controller because I had to use my mouse every time I looted something. But now I feel like it's in a better spot, and we'll be looking for feedback on
fucking
all that
controllers?
stuff from
Who
controller
cares?
players for sure. Here we go, Mr. Spaceman crammed 4 questions in. Let's go. Starting with, is there a further expansion of gadgets for more
Like,
game-changing items?
it's funny how you see
there
green things,
won't
right?
be more gadgets in this build.
Like, I
and
guess they're gonna be
grenades haven't really been
interactable.
touched at all. We're in the
You know,
process
that's
right
slightly
now. of
green, that's slightly
doing
green, like-
grenades better.
That's green.
So
Because you
you're
can turn on the
playing, like,
radio.
more or less what was there before. There's a new.
This is probably going to be
VFX,
something.
which is cool.
I don't know what it's going to be,
for the
but
explosions, but the actual grenade hasn't gotten.
it's
anywhere.
usually like everything green. Like, look, this
On the consumable
this
side,
will be interactable, I'm guessing.
adrenaline mask got changed because of how the adrenaline system works now. So it
car
sort of just ties into that system instead
is
of its
magic.
previous buff. And then armor plating obviously is a big change as far as the gameplay of applying armor. And in the TDM, we'll be playing. Claws will start off with 1 bronze armor plate on themselves already, and they'll be able to use another one during the match. So you get a little bit of the experience of the VES, but not like the full tank type effect
Look at this.
that a fully geared up
I think that means it blows up.
Claw will have. We might play with that in the future in terms of like maybe doing a play test here or there where everyone's like a fully geared up Giga Chad
What is that?
from the V, like as if they're playing V. But
this?
currently it'll be on the weaker side.
Light.
Trying to tune everyone towards like common.
Oh,
type
it's
gear
like a flashlight.
test for-
What is happening with that? That's weird.
Next question he asks from Spaceman is there a further expansion of customization than just the 4 items that we have now? Further expansion of customization. I don't know what you're referring to, unless Nick knows.
Forge a new
if not, you
path,
can ask
then.
another question. I'll get
I'm a
back to it.
controller player, Daft.
Possibly like
Cosmetic.
When does it start?
Yeah,
for
like the
Like
cosmetics.
cosmetics.
Yeah.
or
Or
like
like the
okay,
skins, deep freeze and plus skin and everything.
Yeah, cosmetic
The
stuff. There won't
founder's
be.
test
Yeah,
is-
there's literally 4 items.
me look
Yeah,
at it.
cosmetics won't be a part of this test for this build. And has there been any expansion on the cleaners? Obviously, in TDM, we won't be playing it. We have
Okay.
updated their behaviors.
Q&A is 2
they're
hours.
no longer as homicidal,
Right.
chasing you across the map. we're still working
Then,
on it as far as like dialing in
an
the exact
hour after
behaviors and getting
that-
everything as consistent as we would like.
I'm
But
thinking
yeah,
they're
we're
probably going to
continuing
start it
update.
sooner since we're already
They're
all
a
in
lot more
here.
focused on grabbing the bags and extracting with the bags than they were before. So rather than being aggressive
so
attackers, their
for-
focus and role is more focused on getting
So
the
7
bags that were
p.m.
dropped and getting them out of the level.
Kobe, 7.
So you'll see this whenever we get to VES.
You're not controller. Ugh, rip.
Joker asks, are refiner codes active? Meaning, can we run DCMs on the new maps? You will technically be able to do this, and we'll use it during testing just because it's very valuable for me to be able to update a game mode script real quick in order to play with you guys. So
Look,
it
you
is
can
in the
also
build.
change. You could be,
can
hey,
run
look, I'm a
DCMs
rat.
technically.
And when you
A
exit
lot of
out,
the
look,
DCMs
you're a
that
rat.
are made for Snapshot 7 will probably be broken. Just we've made updates and
Looks a
it's
bit
an
weird, right?
active
Like,
development
look at this. It
environment, so
feels like a bit
even our
slidey.
DCMs internally are kind of breaking all the time. So we're not planning to support any kind of
what's this look
official
like?
DCM development. We aren't going to release updated API docs or anything like that for now. But technically, you'll be able to run things. So, big asterisk on that. I see AJ already answered right after. So that was the extended answer for that.
This look.
Pirates the Master, how ratty can I be a rat?
This
Like
card bad.
COD Riot Shield
This
on
card's
Shipment
real.
Ratty, or Splinter from Teenage Ninja
This card is
Turtles
not
ratty?
real.
Yeah, let's see. We'll see how ratty people can get. In Team Deathmatch, it'll be especially silly.
You can see your
because
visor
there's vents and stuff that
this
are only
way.
accessible by rats.
Nope.
So there'll
Can't-
definitely be some
rats you
camping
won't
in
see.
vents and that sort of annoying rat behavior, where the claws.
Yeah, it's kind of
literally
weird.
cannot reach it, and you'll have to either
You can't. You don't have a visor on your rat.
in the extraction
like a
mode,
chess
that
piece or
won't
something?
be as much of an issue because
You
the
know?
mode is no longer like last man standing, regardless of if they're claw or rat.
Look, I have a
It's
plug
last
in my
claw
ass.
standing, so
What?
it doesn't
Like an old,
necessarily-
like
it's not necessarily a problem that you can't reach certain
I have an
areas,
old
but for
school
Team
mouse
Deathmatch,
plug. Look at that
it'll
thing.
be especially ratty.
Or it's VGA, but like shorter, not as wide.
Scorpio says it's mentioned that rats have health regen. Do claws also have this for their base health? In Team Deathmatch, they will. In the extraction mode, they do not. There's some discussion
if you
on
switch
whether we
back.
should have
Oh,
like,
yeah,
a
yeah,
release
yeah.
little
I'll show you
circle
here.
type effect. I can
See?
go either way on that stuff. But
We
currently,
didn't mean to start. See?
Scorpio also asks, speed reduction is mentioned while carrying
There it
certain guns.
is.
Does the speed reduction take effect even when weapons are holstered? So with the updated movement system, there's no longer holster, but you can swap to your melee, which will always give the same, like that's like base speed, no penalties at all. So
There's
you can pull
nose.
out your knife or pull out your melee weapon, which won't be in the build initially. But knife
Merchant.
would be the way to do that, and it's based on whatever gun's in your hands for the speed reduction. And what is the V12 armor destroying melee mode? So with the button that you use to toggle fire mode, which I think might have been on some previous weapons for toggling like auto or semi-auto. So if you push that, then you'll toggle into melee mode, and depending on the weapon, depending on the V12 weapon, it's only for
New
weapons
loadout.
from that maker. You'll toggle into a melee. So there's like the X1 has a bayonet.
And
the
you don't have
pump
any of your
shotgun has a
vehicles.
like,
I
axe
bought
on
them
the
all.
handle.
Where's my vehicle?
So you switch to that. It
I need my
does a
vehicle.
ton of damage against armor plates. So if you're against someone who has a lot of armor, then you can shoot through it really quickly with the melee. Swap to your weapon to try and shoot them, or you can just keep hacking at them if you like. Big Cadillac, is there a plan / is there a schedule to do console founders tests soon? Let me find my exact quote that I had here.
Well, let's go back to Synth Warehouse.
Yeah, so
This is the first one.
in short, like the rapid iteration and continuous testing that we're doing makes
Like,
it
where the hell
unlikely
did it
that we'll
go?
be able to do this with consoles. We have certification process that needs to go through for each. So I think it's unlikely, at least currently.
How do see, I want to be a
Head
I wanna
us
be
will
a
get
rat in
24/7 playtesting eventually, not early
Hold on,
access.
did it just fall?
We might do some longer weekend tests at some point, especially once we get the extraction shooter loop up. I think it's really important that
I want to be a
the
rat.
extraction genre is so much about
So I can
loot
climb up this
acquisition and going through like the progression cycle of get things, lose things, get more things.
I
and
can't see
want more
myself
things.
in game though.
But we'll
like
do some
right
longer
now.
tests where you're just able to churn games and go through a bunch of items.
I should be able to jump up here.
So I think that's the goal, is that we get to longer tests over the weekends. I don't know if we'll ever go 24/7 through this testing system. It's hard to say. But currently the plan is that we just do this weekly cadence.
See, these are all rat
We might
holes.
expand days, change hours, whatever over time.
I tried to jump in them, but I
goal is that we
couldn't.
get towards weekend testing.
Like, you can jump over here. Just can't. Maybe I can get into this rat hole. Oh.
See space bubs. Gunpass is VS testing happening later this year. Yeah, I just talked on that.
Let's see.
And also has the DEADROP.
I can make
wing
this right
change.
area here.
Yeah, I touched on it briefly. The whole mode structure for the extraction shooter shifted a bit. Obviously, with rats joining in progress and claws going from end to end of the match. It's structured now so that you want to be the last claw squad remaining, whether that's solo or as a squad. At that point, you'll get the mission to proceed to a final NPC, and if you can get there, then you'll get the DEADROP, which has also been reworked.
Interesting. Can't wait to see what that looks like. Claw seems more fun because you can be trolly to all the people that are sweaty.
Cyberway.
You know?
How far along do you guys think
thought I
you
was
are in
gonna make that
developments in terms of
rail
start
here.
to finish?
That was terrible jump.
I'd probably word it as we are hitting the point where our systems are starting to be done, and then we are in a push where it'll be content and iteration and tuning. So we still have a few more systems, like progression systems are currently underway, for example, and we still have a few updates to do on the game mode. But getting to a point where our systems are starting to get close, and then we'll kind of start to be able to push. And obviously the intent is that it's an ongoing process, and you'll get more and more content and features over time. So there's never really like a finish in mind necessarily for the team.
What do you think about like a heist? You know, like a heist mode.
Okay, like I said, will AJ be a playable character? No plans currently, as far as I know. I'm sure AJ can make happen. All right.
Get on the
Long
ladder.
question from Arctic. Let's see.
Long question. Arctics.
Since you've removed ledge hanging,
Why are you typing so long, Arctics?
I'm assuming in place of the auto manualing, it says in the notes that you don't have to wait for additional input because it makes quite a bit of sense per the responsiveness of said auto manualing.
This room looks so interesting to me.
Environment, previous snapshot, ledge
There's a
grabbing
lot
was
going on in here. I'm guessing these are
when
lights.
combined with wild inertia, such as stem, slide,
but it
jump,
looks
so on, and movement. Imagine no longer having
like a
going to
hobble,
change movement entirely,
like a
but that
little
feature is
hole
something rather
area.
unique and neat.
Like there's
As
gonna be
the
a
more
bunch of
familiar
stuff.
you were with it, the faster you can move throughout a map.
Maybe like.
Is it gone entirely because it inflicts with the overall movement you're going for? Is it removed because it didn't seem to have a purpose outside of being exploited for fast movement?
It's the most interesting area.
Wow, that's a lot.
For sure. What is the
I'll
point of
say,
this?
I guess I'll answer the question.
Oh, wow.
Removed from the other. So the goal, as we see it, is the previous system more or less was teleporting you to a ledge often. In fact, we had certain scenarios where you could be staring at a wall and the ledge is like way above your camera, and if you push grab, it would make it up there. That's one aspect. Was okay, can we fix this? Can we make it feel more natural? You can still mantle and ledge grab and pull yourself up to ledges. You can still get pretty crazy inertia through sliding down ramps and jumping and stringing things together, or zipline. But the overall goal was, I jump, I grab a ledge. Before there was like this long delay where we have to sit there and basically have you hanging or shimmying on that ledge before we determine if you go up. Now that'll just pull you up. So the end result is something that feels more responsive in my view. Obviously something that we'll monitor. It's also nice that we can free up that we just use the jump button now instead of needing a separate button for ledge grab. So it ends up feeling a bit more natural in my view. But certainly, as we play and get feedback, I'm interested to hear what you think. I will say, like, my expectation is that, and this is what happened internally, you're going to miss jumps that you made before because you were using ledge grab, and now you'll probably fall at least the first playtest or two before you get used to it. And then after that, I'd be interested in getting the feedback. I think initially it's going to be, oh, I fell and I previously wouldn't.
It's a metal sign.
And that's obviously so I just
metal
say,
chair.
Give it a little bit of time. I'm interested in hearing what people think.
That'd be uncomfortable.
Scrolling past fast GIFs. Color color. Any in-game boosters like drinks or something that boost your gameplay. No new consumables except for armor plates in this build.
Best part is we're not supposed
What
to see
was
this
the
yet.
background or thought process?
I
to
love
swap
the
from
fact that
Sin
we're not
to
even
Rat?
supposed to see this.
Do you mean the gameplay or the naming?
They didn't even realize.
And we had a lot
we
of
could get
reasons
in
for the
here.
naming.
Can I open this one? The other, see, the
couldn't
other map you can
recall
open,
any
this,
specific
right?
ones.
This
I
one
say
doesn't open
from
in
my
this map.
my perspective only. I find the analog fits really well when you experience the gameplay of being this kind of annoying opponent for claws and like
I like how he says
using
opponent.
these sort of
Being an annoying
environmental pathways that they don't have access to. When we play slums, for example,
a
you'll see lots of
dirty rat.
vents and floor pathways that rats can go through. And certainly like the rats being in the floors and in the walls and in the ceilings is the vibe that you get. So I think it's a nice analog there. But as far as the naming stuff, not sure. On the gameplay side,
I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
it's really just a matter of like previously there wasn't any differentiation. So we wanted to push the class-based combat a bit more and make them feel like very distinct play styles so we can accomplish different goals with each of them. Oh, the second part of the drink question. Boosters applying more accuracy, health regen, added speed. Yeah, no new consumables here. That said, the adrenaline system for claws does a lot of this stuff. And if you use an adrenaline mask, then you'll push yourself to nearly max. Not quite juiced, but just below. Our controllers plug and play, or do we need a third party? I believe they're plug and play. I could be wrong. I certainly just plug in my controller, not my PC, and it works. Killer Joy 1 question. The blog mentions rarity in weapons, particularly in legendaries that will only ever be legendaries. What does that mean exactly? Are there unique legendary stuff? So we have two kind of types of weapons, what I call standard weapons and legendary weapons. So standard weapons can exist between common, uncommon, rare, and epic rarity. And then legendaries are a separate concept, and they're always legendary. And they're their own weapons entirely. So legendary weapons are their own thing. And then standard weapons can exist across those four rarities. So when we play in the team deathmatch mode, we'll be playing with all standard weapons currently. And those will be able to exist from anywhere from common to epic. We'll be using common initially for the playtest start. So expect like the
weird. See, I don't. You're right. I don't have.
Stuff and the damage tuning.
I don't have my
on
mask
par
to
with
start
a
off with.
Common weapon, and we're wearing light armor, which is a
Can I
common.
go into
armor.
here and then back out? No. But if
Or
I
think
switch
it's
back
technically
and forth.
uncommon armor, but yeah, essentially like we're using
Right.
starter gear for the playtest.
Now I have it. Interesting.
Is destructible map still on the table? There's some potential for that stuff. There's nothing in the build though, and nothing currently happening with destructible maps. Will there be lore in the game? Yeah, lots of lore. Nothing.
I want to be a
currently in this
claw,
build,
but I
more
can't. I
focused.
want to see all the rat spots, you know? Yeah,
Lorenz.
Going to the slums.
No, it's not exactly related to Founder's Test, but I wonder what stage the tower is in now. Does it have multiple sectors already? Had some of it had a full art
what's
pass. You would like a tease. Yeah, the team is cooking. There's some awesome art that's happening. We're not going to be playing any of it. We're doing blockouts for the Founder Test. I'm sure that the art team will look forward to teasing stuff out over time.
Exit.
Big Rick asked how was the DEADROP reworked. I think I talked about that earlier.
Nice little shoot. Look for trash. Because you're trash. Let's go. Oh yeah, look at that.
Chats, Willfire. How are you currently looking at expanding the loot pool as far as more rare items outside of gear to help give items more of that extraction shooter / collecting feel? Yeah, this is obviously really important for us.
Oh, there's
one
the
of
trash
the
hole.
big efforts that has
Can I-
really kicked off post
Aw.
Vegas was looking at what we had and identifying what we needed in order to get from
Look, you can
what
open
I
that.
personally
Can't
consider
get
like
in
a
here.
very battle royale experience in Snapshot 7 into an extraction shooter. And one of the things we identified early on was our loot needed to we need to be pushed a lot further in terms of being able to do more with it, being able to change how we spawn and have more control over it, as well as obviously the loot that you're actually getting. So as a result, we did the rarity update for weapons. We have started doing things with armor and the rest of the gear. We are essentially at the point where we're starting to get all of our systems defined, and weapons is sort of the first thing that's gotten like the full expansion of, okay, here's all the full rarity spectrum of weapons, as well as just a push to have more weapons in general. There's a lot of weapons under development, a lot of things in progress on the weapon front that you'll be seeing over time, and a little bit in this playtest as well.
Get up there, man.
Yeah, overall, this is like top priority is getting all this stuff in
come on.
place, and then the follow-up is getting vendors to be more meaningful. I talked briefly about like vendor reputation when I shared some of the contract stuff a while back.
Yes, I got up
This is
here.
all stuff that is super imperative that we get in place, and it'll be the types of stuff that we're really looking at closely when we get to the
Nice.
VES testing with you.
I won't be able to get that.
Okay, is this progression feeling meaningful? Are you no longer getting your full inventory full of gear after just a few matches? It really should be a longer chase in terms of being able to get like full top rarity gear to go into matches with.
All that effort.
And the goal is even when you have top
All that
rarity
effort
gear,
for
there's still
nothing.
things.
I don't know
to
what these lights do,
strive
right?
and,
'Cause if I
aspire to do and complete.
Like, what does this do? It got me. Nothing. Oh, okay. Oh, this one does have a loadout. Okay,
And that
it's not
includes
all of them do.
non-gameplay stuff, obviously collectibles.
This is
that
my
sort of stuff.
loadout. Weird thing is, I don't know if this is what it's going to look like in game. 'Cause each one is slightly different.
Cool. Starting to catch up to people's comments. Cheryl, are we thinking about implementing a Visor Cortex exchange in the future? I don't
Office
know
area?
anything about that stuff, so sorry, can't help.
Okay. I can't wait till everything's filled in. What the
Got
the aesthetic is, you know.
On ledge, something like ledge hanger shimmy. Certainly, like I think it's gonna be better for us to have conversations. Quite frankly, one of my goals on the design side is that we can just share some of the overall big picture thinking behind stuff like this with you very frankly, and be like, here's the goals and what we're trying to accomplish, and then we can have a back
Get
and
up here?
forth through our discussion.
Oh, I
and
can.
just talk through stuff.
Oh my god.
Ultimately, it's in my view, a shared effort between me, the team, and then you guys in terms of working out what the right
Sorted.
solution is to things and how we want to pursue some of this stuff. So I don't know if like a democratic vote is the way. Certainly we'll have discussions and we can have back and forth on this stuff. Obviously, first things first is to get people to play it and see if you're still missing it after playing on the build with all the new movement changes.
Oh.
Oma asked why
Nice.
we switched
Nope,
from
no.
free open
Oh,
loadouts
why am I going
to
down?
restricted primary and secondary loadouts. So there's a few reasons.
Hey,
so for
Dickle,
those
how
who don't
you
know
doing?
or didn't read the patch notes,
Try
you'll no longer be able
ledge
to carry
grabbing,
two
please.
primary
Okay.
weapons. Which is
Sorry,
what
I
we
just
were
saw
talking
that,
before.
Spicy.
Now we have said that you have a primary slot,
grab.
a secondary slot, and a melee slot. for your
I mean,
loadout.
look, ledge grab, see?
There's a couple goals here. So one is related to the stuff I talked about with building out the loot pool and making more items that you care
Oh
about.
my!
What ends up happening, in my view, is
And that was fast.
when you allow for any weapon to be equipped, things like
Oh, okay.
pistols end up really taking a back seat.
Gliding
It's
forever.
hard to motivate anyone
Good, brother.
to pick
Hope
up
all
or
is
use a
well.
pistol.
Hey, I
for
hope you're doing
example.
awesome. How've you
So
been?
that's one thing. It opens up a whole additional class of weapons that we can help you care about, and you have a new like best in slot type thing to pursue.
From a
you'll
super
have the
high
favorite
height.
pistol you can go
Oh,
after,
okay. I see what you're saying.
as well as your second and third favorite.
All right,
pistol
I'll
to go
try
after.
that. Oh, no, don't go down.
From a balance
Thank you.
standpoint, there's a lot of opportunity, and that's why I noted in the patch notes that when you
I don't know if
have
that's
to worry about okay, this person's
Let's see if
going
there's
to
a
run around
higher
with
place
sniper
over here that
shotty.
I can maybe. do
Now
that.
you can make both the sniper better and the shotgun better because you don't have to worry about them offsetting.
Okay,
the
that other
penalties
area
for the
seemed
weaknesses
better.
of that
Okay,
by
I'll do it.
switching to another
I'll
very
do it
strong
from there.
So those are the main
I don't know if
goals,
it's high
is
enough.
those
Look,
two.
there's a helicopter
There's
just
some
chilling there.
additional knockoff effects in
Um,
terms of just
so
interacting with your
I
inventory
think
and
that
how
this
you
ledge
equip
right here
things
should be
and being able
fine.
to be a little bit faster and smoother.
The one that I'm
which
pointing at
we're ultimately
to
making
do
like
that.
a
So let's
very
try it here.
fast-paced mode in the extraction genre. So anytime we can keep you from having
Yeah,
to
there you
fumble
go.
inside menus and allow you to focus on the threats that are all around you, because there will be a lot of them, it's a positive.
I don't
for
know if I
us.
can get
So
higher.
That's stuff that we're thinking about with that type of decision.
But yeah, you
that
can.
said, my expectation is that the easy thing to do, or the thing that makes a lot of sense to me, again, speaking to itemization and giving things people to care about, would be items that allow you to
Yeah.
run
Yeah,
overkill
I mean,
setup with two
it
primaries.
seems okay, but they said earlier they didn't realize that we.
Pirates asked, are
Oh my
any
God!
explosive devices being added, such as improvised explosives, C4s,
Looks a little bit more
rocket
difficult.
launchers, etc.?
I don't see. I don't
not
know.
in this build.
It's just different.
We're
We'll
currently
get
talking
used to
about
it.
what future gadgets will be, and we'll
But
get.
they
like,
talked about like
quite frankly,
this.
like, an
Like,
initial
look at
pass,
that.
which
Look.
is a small set of stuff.
Look fast I was going.
Long term,
They don't
all
have
of those things could potentially be a thing.
this
and
probably
would
set
likely
up
be a
correctly in the hosting that we're doing. They didn't realize that we would be able to do this and look at the maps. So
Center
it was an
will
oversight on their
give you
part.
perks once the game comes out. Will new types
We
of
shouldn't even be
NFTs
here.
Be implemented later on. Don't know how to answer that.
The sliding is pretty crazy. You just
there will certainly
slide
be
forever.
additional stuff there. I don't
okay,
know
we
what
got the
we're gonna
helicopter
share right
pad
now,
here.
What I can talk about.
Yeah, they were like, well, that was like one of the first things they said during the Q&A right now. They're like, well,
Big Cadillac.
we
Will
didn't
we ever see our
realize
character appearance
you
look
guys
just like our variant art?
would be able to
Styles,
get
etc.
in the games via, hosting it yourself.
I'm not sure.
that's
Certainly there's like
interesting little
cosmetic
building.
work that's being underway.
Out of all of them, if you look,
Again, not really the focus of this test.
that building
so
actually
you won't
has
be
like
seeing, stuff
some
around.
texturing on it.
Wrong guy to ask for cosmetic stuff. Ranchero.
I wish you
more
could play
weapon
as a rat though, but you
variations.
can't.
Uh,
Because
don't know.
the rats
Sorry,
can
don't know
get
what to
up
refer to.
in the different spots and like
I will say, essentially, the way the maker stuff works.
They have, like, little hidey
is
holes
we've
and
taken,
stuff
like,
that
the
they can
base
go
weapon,
into.
for example, the X1.
I
and each
couldn't figure
maker
out how to
does
change
some
my character
slight
to a
alterations
rat,
or
though.
adjustments, so you end up with
like
a few different takes on the same base weapon.
Wish there was
And
like some kind of
then
menu or
gameplay-wise,
something that I could
a
like.
couple of them have unique stuff. So
player
Warforged ends up
test,
being the
play,
attachment-based maker. So all the existing
IP,
attachment mechanics that you're used to, where you can adjust the
TI.
sights and barrels and all that stuff, becomes only available on
Just trying
Warforged
to
maker guns.
figure out if there's a
And
way that could be
then
like, hey, next time I
DCS,
die, I'm a
is
rat.
another maker.
Look at
They're
this.
focused
I don't
on
know what this
mod chip
does.
stuff, which will get more expansion
But-
in the future. But yeah, they're the ones that can take mod chips, for example. Yeah, in short, there's alterations on it, and they should end up feeling like pretty distinct
Not
weapons
really-
as a result.
Doing anything, but
And more stuff to loot. It's like,
but so
any
there's
skill
that.
slash perks
Whatever
ideas
that
floating
is.
around in Midnight Society. Not for claws. Generally, if there's something that was like a skill or a perk or a passive, those are opportunities for itemization for claws. On the
Stop.
rat side,
Stop.
there will
Stop.
be some stuff in that vein which we'll talk
See,
about
look.
in the future.
Go up here. You're a rat.
It's one of the redacted sections in the changelogs.
Yeah, see, look, you can open these, but
Pop
I've been
up
trying.
shotguns better.
I've been trying to get in here. Maybe this is taller.
They are a menace, especially when we start playing with like
Was that a
lots
mount,
of
or was that-
armor. You can get some pretty big damage pops.
Ah!
Close range of the double barrel.
Maybe
for
there's a
example.
way. Maybe if I close it, it'll close me in. You know what I mean? Like,
Follow up.
Yes!
Do we have to care about pistols? Is there really a need to force people to care about weaker weapons?
I'm in the rat
general,
area.
It's just more.
You saw it here-
items and
you
stuff
saw it here
to
first,
use, and
Dingle.
People can have more fun with things.
It's a
without
way to
feeling
get
like
up
they
here.
Have to use something that is objectively weaker or worse. The
So
overall goal
ratty.
is that we're able to bring everything up to a much
Look at that.
better parity, so we can get more variety from the game.
Shooting at people.
As well as just have more things to loot and more progression things to tie to.
Oh, this is
more
cool.
challenges to give.
Sneaky
So
climb. I know. Sneaky chamber. Yes. I'm not supposed to be in here.
Will I purchase
Technically,
primaries? Maybe.
Because this is where the rats are supposed to go, and I'm
Different
not a
types of
rat right
bullets for
now.
different effects. That's another one where
I did find a way to get up here,
different
which is
maker,
interesting.
effects might result
See what
in
else they
having
can
a
see.
different type of ammo type, like in the future potentially.
Getting some cool angles.
V12 might have like armor piercing rounds.
Ooh, what's
just as
this?
a thing on a lot of their guns.
See, here's the
which would
thing.
Help you chew through armor.
You can't climb up poles anymore.
For example. That's stuff that we can play with.
So, you can
and
only
the new
slide
ammo
down 'em.
System sort of
Interesting.
abstracts it away so that you don't have to worry about having a
Oh,
bunch
this is
of different
that
types
area I
of
was trying
bullets that you have to loot in order to get those effects. Enable
There
that
might be
spot
more
respawn
rat
going
area.
away. Yeah, I talked about that at the top. It's 1 life now.
Let's
for
see, did
both rat
I
and
want to see
claw.
if I saw everything in here. Yeah, this is where I came up
If you
at.
2 pistols, then why have them if no one will use them? The hope is that people will use them.
Oh,
I think
look at
they're
this.
pretty good, especially for.
I didn't even
cleaning
notice this up here.
Kills after a snipe, for example. Currently, I think you can also just run around with an auto pistol and
that's
find
cheeky.
a good bit of success or heavy pistol. But yeah, curious to see what you guys think.
Yeah. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna see what more of the rat areas look like.
Gunpass, how will the inventory work if you don't click and drag anymore? Have you thought about adding a weapon workbench around the map so we can add the attachments we find mid-game instead of waiting to come back to do it? So I'll start with the inventory.
Okay.
So currently what's in there that you'll be playing is
Lock
like
down that.
mostly done through a first pass, but instead of using a grid-based system, it's now a list-based system. So you'll see a list of all the stuff that's in your bag.
I
and you
can't
just
climb
tap
up
to
these,
equip it
but
into
apparently the
whatever slot
rats
you want to
can.
put into. You can also filter from the slot that you want, so you can just push the primary one, and it'll show all the stuff that's in your primary.
Oh man, I'm getting a sneak peek.
we're gonna do some
I
more
wonder if I'm the
updates to
first
improve the
first
usability
person to
of
get in the
stuff
rat areas.
and,
Let's go. Oh my god!
Really make it like. Again, as
There's
I
a
mentioned
freaking
earlier,
rat!
like, we're making a very fast-paced mode
There's a
within
rat!
this genre, and we really want to reduce the amount of fumbling that you do in menus. I think that dying when you're in a menu is one of
Oh, it
the
means they have
worst
rats in the game.
experiences in the extraction space, and having it happen when you're carrying.
If you think
like,
about it, the helicopter.
a lot of gear that you
was it
grinded
moving?
for is especially bad. So we're trying to avoid just having to fumble around menus as much as possible. Likewise, have we thought about adding a weapon workbench around the map so we can add the attachments we find mid-game?
I'm gonna post this.
It's in the same vein of if we can avoid having these
Bury it.
interactions during a match, that's the preference. So currently the design is that you do the attachments out of match in order to make that the case. It'll also be a lot harder now that every single weapon doesn't take attachments. The likelihood of you during a match finding a Warforged weapon that you want to put attachments on,
Okay,
finding it
Warforged.
at
I
a
should
high
have been
enough
paying
rarity
attention
that you
more.
care, and also finding attachments during that match as we build out the loot pool and have more stuff. It'll be a lot rarer that you have that situation come up during gameplay. A lot of the guns will just come with.
I mean,
good.
I wonder
sights
how
and
many people
setups
are
that
actually
you
going to
have
play as regular
use
claws and
see
not
when you use
rats.
As much. That's the expectation, at least.
Wish I could get closer to it, like on the ground or something. I found a rat. Hello, little fan. This is not the best spot. This is a blind spot to jump down.
Arctic's asked about the reason for changing the name for Rat and Sin. I think I sort of answered that earlier. There was a bunch of discussion and obviously reasons for making that switch.
Because if you think
I can't
about
really speak to
this,
them that well.
the helicopter's frozen, right?
I do think that Rat
and so I'm guessing that
the gameplay style.
everything that moves is frozen, just like this rat.
Certainly,
So
I think embracing the positive aspects of being a rat.
I'm guessing this rat just spawns here and moves around or something.
would be how I associate it with it, at least. Will your boots have any effects on gameplay in the future, depending on rarity? Which types of clothes do you wear at boosters?
Interesting.
Why not add the type? Why not have the
What's that
types of
noise?
clothes you wear at boosters?
I'm opening
currently
the
all
door.
cosmetics are
Look, here, listen.
non-gameplay affecting, and that's the plan as we're going forward.
I'm opening. I'm opening a sliding door up there.
Turning through. I see I'm getting close to the end of this. So if you have more questions or follow-ups from any of this stuff, please go ahead and throw it in there. Arctics.
Interesting.
What are you doing or planning on doing to combat the archetype most games
Another
typically
kind
fall
of
into,
blind
where
drop
it's
you would have to
learned
do.
that one particular gun or gun combination is really OP and can be exploited, thus creating a meta, and literally everyone uses it? What ideas are you throwing around to potentially prevent this from happening within DEADROP? This is obviously a problem. I think that the only real answer to this is balance and tuning. And having a variety of maps and situations that mean that one weapon can't be effective all the time. If we think about something like the sniper rifle, and having maps that have super long sight lines, and you're just always in the situation where you never really feel like you are at a disadvantage, or if you're able to run sniper shotgun, for example, even better, because if someone gets close, you just swap shotgun, you never feel like you were missing out. So a lot of this stuff is kind of grouped up into this overall goal. My hope is that as we tune and adjust things,
Oh, there's the
we
rat
can
again.
work with the community as well on tuning stuff and really work out something that
Okay.
feels like it's in a good spot.
So,
I do
I
feel
guess for
like
this map,
the adjustments that we
this
made
is
to
about
time to
it,
kill
right?
also sets us up in a better spot for this. And making sure that each weapon sort of has its own
What was that?
niche or
Hey!
strengths, and
Loken,
weaknesses.
thank you so much for the follow.
That
I
said, like,
appreciate
my-
that. I
there
hope
will
you're
always be a
doing
meta, there
awesome.
will always be
Everybody should go check
powerful
out
guns.
Loken.
I don't
Loken,
think we're
please.
particularly averse to
Let me
making
give
tuning
Loken a
adjustments
shout
whenever
out
stuff
here.
ends up in
Where
that
did you
spot.
follow me from? I'm Twitch.
We'll also end up
Oh my
having,
God.
because of the
Appreciate
rarity
it.
stuff,
Hope you're doing
just when you
awesome.
start breaking it out into a spreadsheet,
I was
and look at
actually
time
gonna
kills, like certain
play some
weapons
Star
will be the
Citizen,
meta
but
at certain
I'm also
rarity
a
levels,
Midnight
so
Society
you might have
founder.
something that like is
So we're
the
doing a play test. This is
meta
new.
when you're using epic or
We're
standard
listening
weapons,
right
but
now
as soon as you use
with
legendary,
the
then it
devs,
might be a
answer
different
some
weapon, a different
questions,
class
and
of
then we're
weapon.
actually getting into gameplay.
So
We're not supposed to
there'll
be
just
here
different points we need to test and figure out how we want to handle this stuff.
in the new map. They didn't realize that a testing world.
One nice
we
thing
could
about
just
the
start
extraction
one
genre as well is like
and host it
we could
ourselves.
solve this on the drop rate side of
That's
things.
where
And
I'm
we
at
say
right
like,
now.
oh, okay, this weapon's the meta.
let me
like,
get, oh my
it's
god,
gonna
let me
be
get a shout
rare,
out. Go check out
and just
Loken.
handle it that way until we can do tuning adjustments.
Loken's awesome. Play Star
What's the
Citizen. A bunch of
expected
other
split
games too.
between rat/claw spawns in terms of number? Rats join later in the match.
There we
and how
go.
much
Get a
so?
shout out. Go check out Loken.
So overall thoughts currently.
Back has a bunch of airsoft
is
guns.
During an
He has an
extraction
armory.
match,
It's insane.
you might have, we'll say, 12 claws start the match, and no rats at all. And then as they are playing for the first few minutes, maybe the first rat or two trickles in, but they're primarily fighting against each other and getting their initial loot and navigating the map and starting to get positioning and that sort of thing. As the match goes on and more claws die, they'll be replaced by rats that are joining the server. Or if it's a server where like there's just not a lot of claws dying, then the match is going to get more populated overall because we'll just continue to add players. We'll be able to tune and adjust the priority that a server has for join in progress. So we can say like, okay, this match is moving along.
Oh crap!
Sorry, this match is like not moving very much, and there's not a lot of action. So we're going to spawn some rats to make the action. Or like this match, completely thinned out. There's only like 2 players in this giant map. We can spawn a bunch of rats into that match.
Can be a
or
daddy
have
rat,
them in
or
progress,
you could be a
so
claw. I'm a
that
claw right
it
now.
Makes that match not boring. Essentially, so
Because this
they'll
is
be
an
able to still
extraction
have
shooter,
opponents
I
to
guess,
fight,
kind of
and
deal.
it stays high octane.
So
intense.
right now,
regardless of how the match is played out.
I don't have
we
the
different
abilities
ways
like
of adjusting this. It's really baked into
the rats.
the game mode
Rats are like
flow and how we
robots.
expect people to move through the map and where we place
They can
extractions.
climb better,
Uh,
move a little bit
so yeah, that's something
differently,
we'll
but
be
they're
monitoring.
not
That's
as
the thing I'm actually
armored.
really excited to get to once we get to VBS testing, working out what
I'm
the
stuck,
right numbers are for that stuff.
and I have to exit. Nothing else I can do.
What is the idea behind, or Quantum asks, what is the idea behind the rat's battery strength, and when rats enter a match in terms of gameplay?
Alright.
There may be more rats than claws, but how much of an opposition are they if they're trying to loot and scoot? Yeah, touched on that a little bit. The battery life is sort of to encourage the loot and scoot behavior rather than staying in and trying to kill. That said, like you can loot batteries off of dead sins.
Okay.
And there'll be a few batteries mixed
Yeah, I'm a
into the pool
variant
as well. So
gotta have the mask if you're a variant. I don't know why
dead
it does
rats.
this, but when you first
yeah,
load in.
I knew I was gonna do it during this.
Oh, by the way, this is what a rat looks
during
like.
this meeting. So we say sins everywhere internally. So yeah,
I'm a
the
rat.
batteries can be looted from dead rats as well. So if you want to stay in the match for a long time as a rat and just rack up a bunch of kills and get like the best bag possible before you extract, then that's an option. But the overall idea is that the battery sort of reinforces that you aren't meant to be there for the full.
Can't wait for the
15, 20
games to
minutes.
begin.
Kind of grab your stuff and go. And there may be more rats than claws. But how much
let's go to
competition
my
are they if they're trying
my
to loot this
variant
queue?
here.
The main thing that will develop over time is I think a new player might grab a few items as a rat and be happy with that and just like build up their pool
there we
very
go.
slowly. I think
That's-
as you
that's
get
mine.
more
That's my
experience and
variant.
better at the game, you'll
Kind of a weird,
start
happy
to
smiley
target
face.
a well-geared claw and be like, that's the guy that I want to take down. Because if I can get out with that bag, it's the same as playing like a dozen plus matches if I was just grabbing a bit of loot and then extracting. So I think overall they'll be encouraged to sort of take down larger foes. And if you're playing with a squad, maybe more so in terms of like, hey, we're gonna pick and stalk these guys and try and get them out before we can take their bag. So that's the idea, at least.
Wow, that is one destroyed car.
Is there anything you would like to talk about from Spaceman that no one has asked about? Thank you for asking, Spaceman.
One torched
I'll
car.
just say, like, I mentioned earlier this morning, I think my favorite feature that we updated was ladders, like,
that was
don't
weird.
suck anymore. It was one of my first experiences in
that.
Snapshot 7
The reflections
was
they got going.
dying while I climbed up a ladder
That's
for
pretty
like
cool.
20 seconds in Sector 3.
Oh my, what?
They are much more responsive. You can kind of like go up them real quick. You can look around fully while you're on them. When you jump off them, we give like a nice satisfying push that lets you like
I mean,
jump
this
across
game is
to
not out yet. just so you
Windows
know.
or over to a platform. If you think about the Proving Ground 2.
This is only for founders right now.
Like trash
It's
dumpster
all new.
area with the ladder that goes up on the 3 tiers. Like it's just a joy to like. It feels like a playground when you're in that space. So I'm excited
Trying
for
to,
ladders,
like-
which is the most mundane game developer thing to
Trying
be
to see
excited
what
about
I
from this
can
build.
mount. What I
But it really does make traversal through the map as a claw feel so
Get
much
through the map
better,
somehow, you know?
in that every time you pass a ladder,
There is a way, but
having to climb it.
it's
Or
quite annoying.
Looking around for other pathways, even no matter how long they take.
Oh,
Spaceman also asked,
well,
so
there we
weapons
go.
work on a system
I'm
where weapons
outside
can
of
be
the
common through Epic, affecting damage.
crashed.
Drop legendary. Some weapons are legendary on the drop legendary.
Okay,
I know
rip.
that wipes are said to not be the goal in the future. Is that still the case? Oh, you asked about wipes. Great. We can talk about wipes. So a lot of the
Talk about those
updates
wipes.
we talked about a while back when we did the weapon mold announcement and how we were changing that. Sort of sets the stage for this in the sense that there is no longer like cosmetic stuff sitting in your stash in the current game design. And that introduces a world where we can do wipes.
Got some like boots here.
The plan is that we do pretty long seasons, and then we do server wipes at the end of them where your stash and reputation would get wiped, like vendor reputation.
Got some like 80
but
space boots
your
going on here.
Weapon mastery progression systems.
Oh,
like
that's my
account,
tag.
XP, account
Oh,
level,
that's
and all the
cool.
things that unlock through
All right,
that will not get wiped. So essentially, we're doing like a halfway soft wipe is the plan, so that
Variants
we can
have
do
tags, by the way.
large gameplay refreshes for a new season, where we change
That's
up
my tags.
mechanics, maybe swap around some vendors or vendor mechanics, introduce new loot, potentially new sectors, and give everyone that fresh start moment of being able to go through that loot progression again. And yeah, essentially, like we're embracing that as part of the overall loop. It won't be a common thing or a frequent thing, but we do
There we go.
believe that that is the right direction, and make sure that like
Hey,
everyone
are we
doesn't
gonna be able to keep
reach that end game point
our-
where they have
our
nothing
items?
left to play for, and we are
I'm
able to
guessing.
do exciting things
Yeah,
around the
that's
end
what
of season push and what you might be building towards over the course of a season.
But there is
through
seasons,
the
so I
gameplay
don't-
mechanics in
I
terms
don't know.
of
I wasn't listening.
say
I
a
should've.
skill-based progression system in the future.
I'm thinking some things will cross over, but not like everything.
Great question. I was wondering if anyone would ask
Maybe.
about that. Oh man, if finding attachments in Warforged weapons so rare, then why not just leave the ability to bolt on stuff mid-match? Clearly the choice to do that and go into the menu to do so would be a player choice. Yeah, and we might end up supporting it in the future. The complex interactions that would be required to do that.
I'm hoping
I
at
think
least
the question is like
collectibles.
will it be
that's what I'm
common
hoping
enough
too.
that it's worth potentially introducing
That's what I'm hoping
complexity to all players with how they interact with the menus?
Like tags and stuff.
So we'll have to figure out how we
maybe?
can do it in a savvy,
I could see maybe tags
friendly
being,
way. It's possible in the future.
you know,
Obviously right
refreshed,
now we're
but-
starting from the place of
but, like,
making that
Any of the
interaction
comic
more
books and
streamlined.
stuff like that, I would want to hold on to it because I'm more of a loot goblin. I just keep stuff. So I'm hoping it's more like that, you know.
Gump asks, how big will the progression systems be? Will there be factions and reputation?
How long have you
we
played
can
it?
build, to get better deals or better
G-Dub?
missions for better rewards at higher stakes? Yeah, we currently
Are you
have
a
several
founder?
progression systems underway. That obviously it's important.
my God, I'm
This is
gonna have
a
to-
long tail loot acquisition type game,
I'm
and
just gonna
making
have to
sure that you
start-
always have motivations and new features and interesting things being unlocked is a big part of that.
Oh, no,
So
let's go to test.
yeah,
Let's-
it's definitely stuff we're gonna invest in the build that you guys are gonna be playing. We kept
go
a
to
few of
Sim
our
Warehouse.
placeholder vendor tabs in there, so you can read a little bit in
Yeah,
like,
my comics, man,
super
right?
high level
Can't lose 'em.
type way.
I'm saying.
But we'll talk about it more in the future as we get
Hey,
closer
kitty.
to VES testing.
Yeah.
There's
Guess
also
my
talk at one
cat wants to
point
play.
from also Gump.
Jeez.
Go sector to sector. Is that still the plan? If not, could you elaborate?
This is the synth warehouse.
Not necessarily the plan, not necessarily ruled out. The contract structure could very easily be like, do this in Sector 2 and then do this in Sector 3 right afterwards, for example. And we could potentially make that fuzzy.
Rats can
So
get
yeah,
up there.
It's possible
I
in the
can't.
future. I think we would probably do that type of implementation of it first in terms of how we
Wonder
would go
how, though.
about getting that set up. I think it'll also be very difficult to pull off. So I think that'll be those types of things will be high-end contracts in terms of giving people late game goals
There we go.
as they get better at the game.
We can't get it. It's gonna be like a fridge.
Is the
I think
hideout
maybe
still
a
planning on
vending
coming
machine,
back?
right?
You can actually, in the build that you'll be playing, walk around in
Hi,
the
kitty. Okay, I think my cat's
early
love.
version of the hideout. So
I think now that Doc has been kicked from the project, it's gonna start progressing much faster. That's gonna be hard to tell,
Stare
right?
asks, what is
Because
the
they
tick
have
rate
been
on the
working on this for
servers?
over
I'm
a
not
year
sure off the top of my head.
without any real big update, and I haven't played a lot just because of that fact. 'cause
Shots with
it's been
fire.
the
Is the
same
plan currently to keep
for a
everything
while.
for VES as one queue?
We're playing more
as in
Star
there's no
Citizen.
separate matchmaking for squads or
But-
solos. In the extraction shooter, the feeling
here.
of not knowing if you'll run into groups or solos is great, and the unique way to keep gameplay from being extremely
But-
repetitive, as well as keeping it
I
away
mean,
from
maybe.
becoming just
I mean,
another
it could be
bland
right.
VR.
But it's gonna be hard to tell because they
So
have
you
been
guys keep
working
current
on so
system
much
where it's everyone in
behind
one
the
queue
scenes for
regardless
so
of party
long
size.
that it's definitely gonna
Yeah,
feel that
that's
way.
the current goal.
And
We had some discussions on like whether skill-based
I
matchmaking
mean,
should
you
be a
might have a
thing.
point too about like
Don't think we're going to do that at all.
'cause then you have to schedule
I think
different
generally
things,
the
and you're gonna have to
difference
wanna
that you'll
wait.
have in gear from one player to another ends up
Doc
being
was
the
still a
thing
part
that
of it. It'll be
really
like, hey,
gives
we need to
people an
promote it
advantage or
now,
disadvantage.
you know, and
I think the more likely thing would be
No.
platform or input device queue separation, but otherwise we're trying to keep everyone together. We may allow you to select which sector you enter into. but
maybe.
the goal is that it's one playlist, and when you play as a rat, you won't pick which sector. You'll just queue up and spam matches.
Hey, you could- that's the sun. Can I turn it off? No.
Will it be possible, from Alexander, will it be possible to mutual kills during gunfights on future builds? Yes, our projectiles have travel time, so
Yeah, I think they're
it's
gonna have
currently
to
possible
focus
for you
hard
to trade kills.
now because of like. Yeah, I mean, you would think that, right? But also,
It does
you
seem
might
pretty
wanna
rare. I've only seen it a
hold
couple
off.
times internally.
you know, so people have time to forget, and you know, over time, people care less.
One of my absolute favorite things to do during downtime is to literally test every gun, every attachment, every possible combination of weapon and available parts to get a more realistic idea of DPS and practical TTK using the fire range to test these weapons and attachments. How in depth are we planning on making the firing range?
Well, how they
Are we
get up
able to
there,
test different guns and attachments eventually? Will there be integrated
Or a
aim
spear
timer?
gun, right?
Any chance we can go full on in depth to where we simulate environments and test weapons,
up there?
angles, distances, and any change we can get telemetry from shot. Any chance we can get telemetry from shots fired at training dummies? Yeah, all those things we like to do. I don't know
Hey,
the timing
thank
on
you
when
so
we'll
much
get
for the
that stuff,
follow. I
or
appreciate
when we'll
that.
be able to expand those systems.
Enjoy your night, man. I'm going to
Certainly, you'll note
okay,
that in
we'll
the
have a
build
good
we're
one.
playing, damage numbers are no longer on. In the future, we'll probably make that a setting for you to
Hope
turn
to
them on.
see you in here at some point.
But we wanted to
playing.
reduce the focus on the numbers and focus more on the experience.
I'm excited
doing the
'cause
damage and getting that feedback through hit markers and kill
There could be maps that
notifications,
we
that
don't
kind of
know
stuff.
about that we're going to be playing today.
So yeah, I
So
think firing range itself is something that
Those are
the
the only
team
ones we
has
could
lots
see.
of desire to expand. I'm just not sure on timing when we would get to that.
can't make it.
I also have no problem potentially just sharing data with you guys in terms of what the weapon tuning is and the time to kill metrics
If I
and
slide
all
and
that
then
stuff.
jump-
At
no.
least in terms of the design. Obviously, in practice, it's a little bit different.
Trying to make it there.
So I think sharing spreadsheets and stuff is not out of question.
All right. I'm gonna try to.
This type of stuff that I do want to be bouncing back and forth if you all want.
Peace. They'll be on tonight with all the
Viper
new
asked, will
stuff,
a
probably
kill
around
feed be
11
implemented?
Eastern.
Nothing planned.
The servers will be down then.
That's one that'd be a good feedback topic if anyone feels really passionately either way.
You're a founder, right?
Starview's asked, is the game going to be third person? Nope,
This is only
it's
for
first person.
founders.
When you're walking around in the hideout, you'll be walking around in third person.
Yeah. This is only for founders. Make sure you go in the Discord then. By the way, go in the Discord and go to founder testing info. It should be under the round table. Or you want to go to.
All right, give me one
go
moment.
to under variants. Go to variant intel. And it's the second to last post. And it says, no. It's the third to last post, but whatever.
We just went
it
rolling
says,
through.
Remember that you must opt in for a founder testing.
There you go. No, if I don't get to your question,
and there'll be a
for whatever
link
reason,
to your
I'll just be
thing.
hanging
So
out
make
in
sure you
Discord
go there.
literally all week,
It's from
so
Nikolai
if
at
you just want to ask it at any
1:19
point,
today.
Feel free. Or if you
on
want to bring up something
Discord.
for
Make sure you
discussion or
actually
whatever,
opt in from your founder profile.
I'll be around. Other people from the team will probably be around. So really
there's gonna be more testing. They also have.
For this stuff.
Let's see the next testing info.
Mr. Ranchero, can shotguns have a bit less spread, or at least add a bit more range damage? Basically, a new balance to help people choose.
Sunday, tomorrow,
a new
11 a.m. to 2 p.m. PT.
So I'm curious to hear what people think.
Which I
shotguns
think is
in particular actually will be in team deathmatch. Will be overkilling based on how much health they have, so it might be a little hard to tell some of this stuff, which is why.
So right now that would be 2. So it ends right now
numbers,
tomorrow.
So we can talk about it with full context. And we may run some experiments
it's 2 p.m.
in the future
PT
with
right now.
Levels of geared players in terms of armor, so we can assess that stuff more.
If you're around for that, it'll be
Oma asks, can you tell us more about weapon molds? I believe we're back to calling them skins, just because it's cosmetic stuff. Can't really, I don't have much to say right now, except for what we posted about in the.
So yeah, definitely go in the Discord and make sure you
what do we call it?
Opt in.
The founder. I can't find the channel anymore. Don't have anything to share since last time that we talked about molds.
Got it.
It's still
Nice,
the same systems and stuff.
And then
we
you'll
won't
be getting
testing
an
any of that
email
stuff during founders testing.
If you look at the, it'll be under the round table. If you look in there, the founder testing info. There's a bunch of info in there.
Pork chop Sammy
to look over.
What is the minimum amount of players needed for a game
to
to
help
launch?
you.
Hey,
no
I
problem.
Think it's currently just one in the build we'll be playing. We set up max player counts for
Hope you get
the
some
maps.
time to test
It's
it.
10 players.
We'll be doing it for a while.
Warehouse,
There's more information in there. You
20
can find
for
out,
slums, and then 20 for
Tuesdays
Canyon.
and
Obviously,
Thursdays,
Canyon still
whatever.
does the thing where it adjusts its size based on how many people play. So it'd be 10v10 for the largest maps.
Trying to.
Helmet Fire found a rat.
Yep, I found a
I
rat.
apparently also found a rat.
Yep, that was
Big
me.
Asked, will rats be customizable? I'll say yes, and we'll announce some of the details for rat loadouts in the future.
I found a rat.
They'll also have cosmetic, so you can make your own rat. Hedge also found the rat. Omas, have we scrapped the sector-to-sector gameplay vision? I wouldn't say we scrapped.
It's kind of
it. I
crazy.
think
I actually found the rat in the game.
We're focusing on a match for now, and then we can grow from there. I think in terms of how matchmaking handles the transition between sectors, that's still kind of up in the air. But currently, we're just focusing on match to match. Can my rapping master Splinter? TBD.
Helmet Fire, you're not the first to find the rat. I was.
Can you remove the tiredness of the character and let us run indefinitely? I actually don't think there's currently any limits on
I
sprint.
found the
As
rat.
far as I'm aware, you can keep going. It isn't nearly as fast as it was before. Had to ask any XP or level system coming for or something to grind for fun and be a real feature. Yeah, there will be account progression, account levels.
He found the rat 9 minutes after me, which is crazy.
And account quests, that stuff. Can we add a dolphin dive while shooting? No plans currently. Gun Pass, how often we can get Q&As the rest of the year? Not sure. I see Moonlight asked there'll be one more for VES and hopefully more in the future on top of that. Thanks. Metamore asks, what are the plans to make our hideouts unique? Yeah, the hope is that we'll do a lot of customization stuff for that space.
I'm a rat.
Let you guys sort of deck out and adjust it over time, build out that pool as we go further.
Let me see, where's Helmet Fire? Gotta send him little notes like, sorry, man. Sorry, dude.
Scrolling. Keep going.
Wasn't you. Keep scrolling. What?
If you can't get 20 players, will they replaced by bots? We don't have player bots in this build, I don't think. Thankfully, we're doing these 2-hour playtest windows, so I'm hoping we can get a server or two and a given night for at least the time being. We'll see how things go over time. And we can adjust the maps we're playing as a result as well. Teramic asked about console testing. I answered it earlier. Just the realities of development make it unlikely we'll be able to do founders testing on consoles.
I'm trying to get in this vent here.
That said, if you had trouble running the game before, because we're playing just early blockouts, you might find a little bit more success in terms of frame rate. But we haven't had any changes to our min spec.
Let's roll.
Mr. Intro asked, what is the primary focus right now as developers? Well, one of them was getting this going, so we can start to work with the community and be a lot more involved in grabbing you guys into the dev process and helping to tune and adjust a lot of the systems we've been working on. So that's been a major focus. Obviously, we're finally at that point, and I expect there will be some bumps and adjustments and fixes and stuff coming out of this initial playtest.
I don't think I can make this, though.
Really, this is about establishing a consistent process of testing rather than about this weekend specifically.
It feels like I should be able to make it, right?
Earlier,
It just
our plan
feels
is
like
to update this build every time we have a good build internally. So this is a big process shift for us, right, in terms of both development and how we go about developing internally, but also pulling you guys in more.
I don't know.
So that's been a major focus. It's really important to the team. Everyone's really excited about it. On the gameplay side or on the dev side, like we're, as I mentioned earlier, trying to get the feature complete. Which is just getting the bare bones systems in place so that we can start to focus on the content and making sure everything's polished and nice and plays great.
Can't get up there.
So we're kind of on the tail end of that and transitioning towards this stage where it's all about tuning, adjustment, and figuring out which features we might be missing.
Let's see.
Arctic's asked more practical question. The other builds were snapshots. What are we calling this? Just founders tests or founders testing. Ranchero, how long will this update be live for? Can we still play after tomorrow? Yeah, so this weekend's tests are in the founder testing info channel. And then underneath it actually says what our plan for ongoing testing is. So Thursdays and Saturdays have times, one for EU, one aimed at EU times, one aimed at NA times. So yeah, we'll be continuing indefinitely. The plan is we just do this each week as we go forward with updated builds. I just missed this question. Yes, there will be account levels and XP and stuff. Not in this build, obviously, but that's being worked on. Is there a number for this test from Artix? No. I guess technically there's a build number that you'll see in the lower right corner if you want to reference that. Whereas, like I said, the plan is we just keep updating this build over time, so I don't know if there'll be numbers necessarily.
Oh, look, there's stuff in the trash.
Yeah, I think for CL number we're on 34030.
Slidey! Couldn't stop sliding.
If I also remember correctly, that's about.
I mean, this is the only one that actually has
11,000 higher
textures
than
in it.
which Snapshot 7 was.
Up trash.
released.
Tomato.
How much?
Like 12,000 changelog numbers higher.
There's been a few updates. Yeah, do we want to start doing raise hand questions? Is that the play, Nick? Have I missed
Yeah, if
any
we're ready
that
for that, we can. If anyone wants to
just
voice
pulled that.
questions or anything like that, they can raise their hand. I see Aram Ome is already there. If you have any more questions in the chat, well, if anyone else wants to get their hands raised for voice questions, but give them a second.
Let me take like 10 seconds and pour some water. Be back.
Ah! I'm not gonna get it. I just want to get it. Get it. Let's see. Sales projections. We got some like Fortnite crates here. Okay. I mean, this map isn't that big. What do you think this is gonna be? Maybe like a stand. Maybe it's gonna be a truck or something. This box, whatever. See, look at this. I want to be a rat so I can get up there.
How do I do this?
We'll just bring them in when you're ready. We can start with
Yeah.
go in the order. So Aram will bring in.
And great questions.
Look at me slide, man. Sliding all day.
Hello.
Thanks for having me. I didn't even know if the hands was going to go down today.
Whoop.
But yeah, great questions today. Not that many space bobs, as Arctic said. But
I'll need someone to explain that to me.
was genuinely surprised about that. Just the change that you made with the in-game for the movement and just being able to see your character in the hideout was genuinely took me off guard. And I was very happy and pleased to see it because it gives some people that like that in third-person aspect to see their character. But to get to my question, and not ramble on.
Ram, call me Dab.
For the whole vertical aspect of the game, I don't know if anybody has brought this up or if it's been in any kind of talks. Sorry if anybody said this prior and me not knowing. But for the ADS reticle for when you're at hip, would it be at all in the talks of lowering that to adjust for newer players or veteran players to have more inkling to be aware of their upper surroundings in this vertical game?
You're talking about bringing the crosshairs from like center screen down like
A little,
amount.
yeah, like kind of like just to mess with it to see how people would react to it, to see if it would improve gameplay or hinder it.
I think it should be possible. We haven't. I don't think it's come up internally, but I think that would be something that we could experiment with.
You make slides.
And yeah, I think it could potentially help with what you're talking about. Of we do a lot of staring upward.
Yes, a lot of assessing the situation.
Yep.
Hey,
That's
Tori,
my
how you doing?
Well, yeah, thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys have a wonderful night.
Hey, thank
On
Keep up the good work.
the YouTube side.
Appreciate it.
How's it going, Tori? All right, are you gonna be playing?
I know his voice is so nice. After listening to me
Make
go
sure
on for
you
an
go
hour
on the
plus as
Discord
well
and
with
opt
my
in.
vocal fry.
Or
Yes,
it'll
I've
be
been
it'll also
parched.
be on the website,
It's
on
not
the
fair.
Midnight Society website. You need to opt in to play the
Alright, next up.
the testing. Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Howdy.
I don't know if it got skipped or maybe I just missed it because I was being a turd and
Go
walking around the
back.
house.
Hey,
But
Let's go check out another map here.
I asked like when I said about the sector to sector gameplay, I wasn't talking about between matches. I was saying like when we originally sold the vision of DEADROP.
You mean did you try it out?
It
They've
was
actually
like
changed
you drop
a
into
bunch.
a match and you start on sector 2. You can
Of
make your way
movement
to
and
sector 3 or sector 4 or make your way down to sector 1 in that same match.
And that's what
Not
they're focusing
like,
on.
oh, I finished this match. Let me go
Gunplay,
into the
movement.
next match in a different sector. Like that was
get
the
people's
original
ideas
vision,
out.
and everything you guys have said so far
Kitty,
kind of
come here.
skirts around that into hinting at like, oh, that's not happening anymore. But we're not saying it's not happening.
Kitty.
And like it's kind of a big part
Yeah.
of this game's vision and what was sold to us.
Well,
I just wanted to know if that.
I'll be
like,
back.
if that
I have to
has been
feed my
scrapped,
cat.
it'd be
That's
kinda
why she's like all over
important to know.
my computer.
Yeah, that's what I was
She's one
saying.
of
I don't
pets.
know
She
that
wants
scrapped
food.
is the right word. I think our focus is on an individual match. There's kind of steps we can do. So when I talked about like going from sector 2 to sector 3, for example, as part of a contract, we could lock your inventory at that point. So like whatever you have on you at that, when you extract from sector 2, you have these items, you have this stuff in your bag, and we queue you up for a match in sector 3. That'd be like the first step we would make towards making that a more seamless experience in terms of that flow. So yeah, I don't think it's scrapped. I think it's more like the stuff that we're focusing on initially is just the single match experience and matchmaking. That's still the
So would
high
it
level
not be possible to
aspiration.
have like?
This is the Q&A.
Would it not be possible to have
This is
like?
the
I know
devs.
it's more MMO side of things, but like some game called Atlas used to have like it'd have one big
Sadly, you
server.
have to wait to play the
but
actual game.
inside of each part of that map, there was almost like an instance of that server. So obviously, like lower the
And look.
load on the server and the game is like the game client itself. Would it not be possible to have something like
Be a
that?
rat.
Where, you know, sector to sector isn't necessarily like seamless, but it's like you take an elevator, go up to another sector, and you load into a different instance of that match.
Don't worry about
So
this
it kind
car.
of it's not seamless, but it
This car is real.
stops it from being like, oh, that's a separate match.
When it's not.
Like it
Yeah.
keeps it as a one match, one experience.
Like effectively, we did like the elevator load type stuff where you're
I know what this
Yeah.
in
light's doing,
some
but it's
intermediate
weird.
sequence. Then during that, we're doing stuff in the background
Yeah.
that makes you go to the next match.
With that light.
Yeah,
I
pretty
think,
much.
yeah, I think like whenever we're ready to pursue this, that'd be the type of stuff that I'd expect to be the most likely to solve. It's just, I think our first priority is making sure that we get one match feeling good. Or
Okay,
one,
thank you very much.
one sector. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, I appreciate it.
Cool. Yeah, great question. Thanks.
Right? Hmm.
Nick or Moon, which of you is handling this stuff? I don't know how to push the buttons or where the buttons are.
I
I've
did
got-
send an invite to the next person who put their hand up, but
I've
I
found the-
think they disappeared.
Let's pull the hand down.
Yeah, there's a few questions in chat since then. Let me see.
I know
Will
I saw
the-
helmet fire in there, but
Yeah. Will the XP system be traditional or season to season?
XP and account level would not be reset from season to season.
Button.
The idea is that we'll keep it to gameplay as like more focus on moves in your stash, and that'll be the stuff that get reset. So it'd mostly just be vendor reputation in your stash.
Yeah,
And
that can
cost.
happen. That can happen.
Awesome. I think that is it for the questions. But Helmet Fire does have a question that he is rethinking.
You can let it cook.
yeah, I don't know if Ome has any more. He's still up here, or if Colin, you want to kind of go over how testing will work, queuing and all that.
I could ask you a million questions, but you both know leaving me up here is a mistake.
Why isn't there a testing like?
So,
I would declare
Helmet
like
Fire.
I'm fine
it's
answering
right there,
a
never
million
mind.
questions over the course of the next week from anyone who wants to ask.
Looks like we got
Oh,
a
just-
helmet fire.
Oh, you actually came in. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, yeah, sorry. No, I had something with what OMA was saying, but you kind of answered it, and I was like, oh crap, I have to pull back. So, I guess my question is going to center more around roadmap stuff.
Weird that you
Right
can see
now,
the-
obviously, the focus is this founder test stuff, which I know we're all really excited about, and I'm not trying to be greedy at all. Do we have, is there anything
Yep.
that the development team is working out as far as a new roadmap or an update to said roadmap that it will be published anytime relatively soon? Because presumably, based on what we know from previous AMAs with Rob, that the goal for launching the game in a free-to-play finished state or beta state or whatever it's going to be called. I guess my question would be, what are y'all going to call that? And then, like, is it, if it is still on track for Q4 quotations,
trying to get over there.
when could we expect some kind of update on the roadmap and rollout plans for that, like, anytime soon?
Yeah, great question. I think so. We're still targeting major release Q4. We are trying to submit for console certification for that as well. So that's our big target, right? As far as like our steps between now and there, obviously what I talked about earlier of like we want to start with team deathmatch combat focus testing with this group, and then as soon as possible I want to have this group play testing the extraction shooter game mode and like the loot acquisition and making sure that we can do everyone starts from scratch on Friday and tries to get as much loot as they can by Sunday. That's what I'm trying to get to with this group.
Nope, I'm down.
As far as whether we release like a roadmap of some sort to kind of fill out exactly what's going to happen over the course of that time, I'm not sure. I'm not really the right person to say I don't. But that's the plan of what we're trying to target.
No, I appreciate that. No, that's good. I mean, and I know it's tough because you guys have your task with the founder testing, and I'm not surprised to hear that it's that's somebody else's department to answer those kind of questions. We need to get Robin here, so we can bug him. I guess my last question would be, what? Oh man, I just had it too. I tell you what, let me keep thinking. You move on to whoever you need to.
Alright, cool. Thank you. Good question.
Hey, McCad, thank you so much.
We can just go back to
Appreciate
any
the
chat
follow.
questions that have
How
popped
you
up
doing?
since,
I'm just
Oh, I remembered. I'm
getting
sorry.
up to no
I
good.
Go for it.
Okay. Also, kind of a whole different thing. Look, there's a lot of founders that have been in from day one for the Web3 side of the house, and you know, if you can't reveal anything here, is there any roadmap as it pertains to releasing information or plans? Are there? I guess the question is, are there any plans to, you know, talk about Web3 side of the house? Like, so, you know, is there going to be a crypto token associated with this game? You know, is there any anything else going on with the NFTs, or any other plans for the NFTs?
You're doing good.
You know, with the NFTs that we have and the Founders Pass stuff. You know, I guess yeah, the Web3 side of the idea that was originally sold. When, if at all, could we expect any information or updates about that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'd say as soon as we have everything buttoned up, I assume we communicate it. But I'm not sure time on when that would happen.
Fair enough, I guess. Thanks.
Yeah, it's my non-answer. Sorry.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah. Oma Monster realizes that I'm not the hype person at all. I'm just the information drop guy.
Interesting.
Welcome, Spaceman.
So are you excited, MCAD?
Hey, first I want to say, great questions, great answers. Really happy to hear practically everything that's being said. This one's just a tad bit of a more personal question, not really, like, I know this is specific to the build. With the talkings of, like, Sins going to Rats and just overall everything about the game, has there been any talks of, like, DEADROP expanding the median of, like, where its lore is? I know you said that lore has been a talking point, just not in this build.
Okay, that is.
So I'm just curious if, like, that thought has even came up at all.
Nope, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, there's still lots to talk on lore.
Oh.
And certainly when I
Hey, look at me.
posted for contract ideas and discussion, like, I noticed that there were a lot of people that were in there. Like, really what I want is just a narrative as I go through the progression with a vendor, for example, that tells me more about the world and builds upon it more. So Yeah, it's certainly something that's at the top of mind with a lot of the team, especially with Quinn. It's just obviously not a focus with this particular build, and I assume that lore stuff would be a bit more towards our larger release in terms of where you guys would expect that stuff.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
I'm fine,
Other
I'm fine.
question. So the rats. It's sounding like that the rats are a lot more meant to be a faster paced, don't really have to like think about it type of gameplay, if I'm right. Like I've been loading into some of the little test maps, and I can already see it's like there's a table that I can jump up onto, but I can't jump high enough to get into the vent on top of it, and then you can see the gratings going along the walls. It's seeming like that they're meant to be this like rattier gameplay, and it's just really cool to see that development.
Yeah, that's the goal. Certainly, I think that if you want to play it very slow and methodical, you can be pretty annoying that way as well, in terms of just being able to approach from different angles or take different paths and surprise people. I suspect that we're going to see pretty clever squads just being really annoying for claws during matches. But that's definitely the spirit of it, is create this highly annoying antagonist for claws. And in the meantime, create a very fast action type gameplay. And run and gun, and you get a gun in your hand. It's free. You don't have anything at stake necessarily. You just get to run around and shoot. And if you grab some stuff and get out, then cool. That's fundamentally the idea. On the claw side, you get the smartest AI you could possibly have in the sense of its other players.
Hey, how you doing?
So you end up with a really great just opponent as you go through the
It
map.
doesn't actually start yet. This is
And
the Q&A.
like one last thing, that's like 2 parts. When loading into
what is it? Let me double check here.
Little test modes, I see at the bottom it says gadget. A, will there be any like gadgets in this build? And B, what kind of gadgets can you talk about that will be filling that slot?
Yeah, so gadgets is like our grenade throwable slot. Currently
So
it's just
7
a frag
o'clock
grenade and the-
Eastern.
frag grenade plus grenade.
It's
My
separate
time.
from that one. What's
So
called?
it's
I
from,
have a picture that I
it's
can
4
pull up
p.m.
for
to
it,
7
But
p.m.
it's gear. My bad.
PM.
Gear, not
It's
gadget.
PT. Sorry,
Okay.
PT.
Yeah, gear would be
okay, my bad.
like
So it's from
zipline-
4 to
zipline
7
thruster. Anything that's like a passive is what we
This
consider
isn't
in
the
the
actual
gear slot.
servers.
So zipline
this is
thruster,
a-
you can see how it might be like a key card
this-
to
I'm
enter
just-
a certain area, or
This is just
something
the
that
hideout
lets
I'm in
you,
right now.
retain some type of gear, that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of
So
ideas.
you can
but
mess around
certainly,
that
like, I would
anytime.
float it towards the community on like stuff they'd like to see in that slot, but it's stuff that doesn't have a keybind.
Gotcha. And is it going to be limited to like one item, or is it like you can have a collective of gear
Don't fall.
on you?
Because I want to see what this
You
is.
would have
oh,
one
hi,
equip
kitty.
that's doing things. You could potentially have more in your backpack.
Oh, it's. I think that's
Gotcha.
a light.
I'll leave it there
Yeah,
just
it's just
because
a
I
light.
can go asking forever. So I'll leave it to someone else now.
Okay, yeah, I work
Cool,
night,
thank you.
so
Great question.
may play time is limited. Yeah, just it's in the Discord
No more
under
questions
founder
from
testing.
the audience. Any updates on squad?
Make sure you
to
opt in,
player,
too.
Solo, duo, trio,
It's
and
all it's all
squads?
in that founder testing
focus on
info
trios right
area.
now.
And then there
I
is.
don't know if we'll be sponsored.
Okay.
Will
okay,
rats
okay,
be able
okay.
to fight one another in VES, or is it just claw versus rats?
Go through here.
Rats will be able to fight each other. There's some relation to the guild
what do we
system,
got back here?
Which was redacted from the patch notes, which will add a bit of a wrinkle there. But generally, they'll be able to shoot each
fell.
other.
Awesome. And next one is Oma Monster, who's in call again.
Welcome back.
I'm sorry, Moon. I had
yeah,
to
and this
do
is
it.
gonna, this isn't
Info
the
on
only
ice.
play test
I've already been
either,
told you
so-
can't answer that, but I have to ask every time. But no, I do actually have a real question. So you mentioned about rats being able to like be smart, and
you
instead
go.
of like putting stuff in their backpack, picking up a player's bag and extracting it out.
Yep.
Are claws going to be able to do that? So like, will I be able to like fill my backpack and then kill Helmet Fire because he's on controller and sucks, and take his backpack full of stuff as well?
Yes. Claws can extract with the bag in their hands, and they'll get all the stuff in the bag. And then on top of that, the updated dead drop mechanic will let you take out a bag instead of a single item. So you can potentially leave with 3 bags worth of stuff if you get the ultimate victory of getting the dead drop.
So when the dead drop, when the dead drop happens, if I'm holding a bag,
Like they were
that
losing some
counts as
steam after the whole doc.
it
Yeah,
going out
I
as
mean
well.
they were already losing steam.
The mechanics have updated, but yeah.
I actually felt
effectively
like
able
the
to get
opposite
that as well.
because it's been like a year since their last update.
We'll talk about
and
it in more detail as we get closer to BES testing.
no one was really talking about it, anyways.
I might be understanding this wrong, but when you said about
it was in the dark for a long time.
when you said about like the weapons and different manufacturers and stuff, and you said about Warforged weapons, are they
Yeah.
now the only ones that we can customize? And does that include like cosmetics?
Can't wait to see when what happens when we actually
Cosmetics will
get
work
in
out for
game and
any
stuff. So I'm
well,
waiting for that
cosmetics
to happen.
can be skins can
over
exist for
here.
any gun is the way to say that. Warforged weapons will be the only ones that have the gameplay attachment mechanic.
So where do they exist in terms of rarity? Are they like the top of the rarity chart, or are they like the bottom?
They're on the same tier. The general idea is like the base gun with no attachments will be a little bit worse, but then as you add attachments, it'll be a little bit better than like equivalent from another make.
Okay. But I mean, like, are they rarer than the pre-attached weapons?
It'll be the same roughly, and we'll adjust over time, figure out what the right
My eyes.
cadence is, but it'll be about the same.
Okay. And is there any reason for moving away from having all weapons being customizable?
Yeah, speaking back to the stuff we were talking about earlier about
I see.
itemization, variety, getting more weapons out of our loot pool, and more things to just like chase and try to get, like being able to make each of them into
Hey,
separate
Karen,
weapons
how you
was one
doing?
of the main motivations. And make them feel
Who's
different
back?
and feel like there's
Back again.
gameplay differentiation.
Go
that
check
felt very
out
distinct from one another.
Jitsu.
So I was
How
able
you
to build
doing,
out our
Karen?
item pool more. But then also just reducing the cognitive requirements on people that like every single match you need to build
Just
out your
waiting.
gun with all your attachments. Some people prefer to just grab something that has stuff
Waiting
on it
forever.
and go into a match without having to think about that stuff.
For us to
or
be able to play.
Grab all the attachments as loot. That was the idea.
Okay, fair enough.
So try.
And yeah, obviously still maintaining the gameplay mechanics.
I mean,
if
I
you really
can
want to get into
I
that
can
stuff.
traverse this far.
And there'd be ways to more deterministically get those weapons in the future.
No.
Awesome. Next question. What changes are planned for the vendor that you can talk about?
I'm doing good, man.
Good. You can actually read about it.
Finally, something's happening. DEADROP.
So in the build, there's tabs that have like.
Become a
our
founder,
future
I get
vendor
to
ideas
play
for a
test
couple
it.
vendors. So you
Play
can
test
read
the
a
new
bit
build.
there as far as some of the stuff that might be upcoming.
And
it's like very
there we go.
rough.
Woo.
Scratch notes type stuff. So
So
it's not
I am
super detailed.
testing.
We're also working at updates
Hold on.
for the way that we handle the store offerings and how they are refreshed and that sort of thing. So there'll be a lot of updates.
I'm in the
for that
walls.
stuff.
Want to see what's over there.
Awesome. Next up,
Maybe
Helmet
this is
Fire.
maybe this is the play.
Hey, thanks for bringing me back up. So my question's like for the not this build, but like in
Wish I could see,
development. Can anyone speak to the driving mode? If there will be, you know, I'm hoping. My hope is that they're continuing to flesh that
Nope.
out and
Nope,
continue
I
to
fell.
build it out. I know Rob had said that.
I fell.
Like, it's one of those pieces of content that, depending on how it's received, will depend on how much like attention it gets. And I personally feel like it was pretty well received unanimously through the community from Snapshot 7, and a lot of us just want to see like more of that. So like, could you confirm or talk about like, yes, if
This is
it
my,
is getting more attention, and if so,
my
like,
visor
what
Cortex,
that
my
might look
founder
like,
visor.
because if you have trash ass drivers like OMA, you know,
That's
I
me.
need to know what my tool sets are to deal with it.
I'm the only one that has this face.
Yeah, I can say we've been
Big
entirely
smiley
focused
face.
on the gunplay, gameplay stuff. So we haven't touched the driving things at all since Snapshot 7. We've had, obviously, from our changelog and all the stuff that I've been talking
Make it
about
up
that's
here,
upcoming,
and
we have,
then go
no
here.
shortage of work to get done in
Go
terms
through-
of making the core game feel really good.
Okay,
so that's
made
been our
it,
main
made it, made it,
focus
made it.
through and through. So we haven't touched the driving stuff, and you won't have any of the driving stuff during the founder testing.
Oh, okay. I can walk in here.
No, that makes sense. And I guess I didn't expect that. Maybe I should have been a little more clear. I'm just curious. I was just curious, like generally, like for the launch of like later Q4 or whatever, like, you know, could we possibly see
NFL.
like another track or like a more fleshed out?
I need to
version
see
of
if
the
there's
one
a
that
way to get
exists
over there
now
because
and
it looks like there's some kind of structure over there.
No plans currently.
I just don't know what it is.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yep.
Right now, we're listening to the Q&A. Probably should have just waited for the game to be out, to be honest.
4 text questions.
Not a
Colin,
lot
you're up.
happening, you know.
Hey,
Not the most best
I'm
content.
not sure. AGJ. Hand raise, will our weapon skins go away when we die, or is the skin I have to equip every time?
You'll be able to have like whatever skin you equipped last time.
Check
on
out
that
3
weapon
maps, though.
Will automatically get applied for your next match with that gun. So if you pick up a gun during a match, it'll stay with whatever it was when you picked it up. But whenever you come back to the main menu, it'll automatically apply whatever your normal skin is for that weapon. There's no longer this skin is attached to this gun always. It'll be more traditional, I guess, in that sense. If you own a skin, you'll be able to
Look
put
at
use
a
it on your
canyon.
guns.
So I think there has to be more to this map, but I can't find it.
Are there any
At least
other
this one we get a gun.
I think that was the last question.
Any new comic books?
No.
Ooh, comic books.
Not current. We do need more collectibles in general, though. That's on the list.
This is it. There's no way to, like... I guess it's a
We have
canyon, but... I
Spaceman
mean,
who's ready for a question. Just real quick, Arctic's asked a question on any variant guide, and I think that's a question for Rob.
guessing nothing's out there?
Yeah, Rob question.
Only this center area. No other doors.
And Spaceman should be coming in
That I
hopefully
saw.
shortly.
Okay, this is like trailing off of what you just said. So if I kill a player and pick up their weapon that maybe has like a skin that came out 2 years ago, am I able to like take that and keep that, or
Yeah,
it
keep
sounds
on
like
sliding.
that's no longer a prospect?
Yeah, I think I could be wrong. I think current plans is that it would reset after that, after you extracted. We may build a like weapon collection type system where you can like indicate that you collected that at some point. Like just a list of skins that you've extracted with. So if you extracted the very rare skin, you at least have a stamp book of your having gotten that, and it might show in your hideout in some way. So those are longer term plan.
Okay.
Progressions.
Slide through it.
Okay, gotcha.
This one's more like
yeah, I just wanted to tag on
thought
that.
out of. I couldn't find anything in here.
And
that glitched
so,
through.
sorry, I just had it. I lost it again. Question about the claws. You spoke about how the claws are gonna have a lot more like player choice than the rats, is what it sounded like, and that they're gonna be very much more up to your decision. You spoke about armor plates and how we're gonna have a bronze plate in this. Can you expand upon these plates, and it's like some that may be coming, or it's like what's the differences between some?
Yeah, so I think armor plates are probably good, like
get up on that
stealthily
light.
one of the most important mechanics that we have now. Like you may not realize just how much they're effectively going to become our currency, I think, in a lot of ways in terms of what players value. So there's
Nope,
4
never
different
gonna make
varieties
that.
of plates currently.
Never gonna make that.
Bronze, iron, steel, and Kevlar. Each of them blocks a different amount of damage. So Kevlar is like, I think 80 points of block. So you have 100 HP, 80 points of block on one Kevlar plate. And then like
So
a heavy armor
dark
can have
in certain
3 plates
spots, you
in
can't
it.
even
So
see.
if you're fully geared up with heavy armor, which is the rarest armor, 3 Kevlar plates, which is the rarest plates. Obviously we're talking about a pretty large effective health boost. And then armor plates block a flat amount of damage, regardless of where you get shot. So if you get hit anywhere, it just goes off the armor plates first. So yeah, overall, that's the armor plate system. You can then re-equip it during a match. Yeah, as I mentioned, during TDM, we'll just be playing with like 1 bronze plate on, and you'll hear like the hit marker
Man, these
feedback when
shadows
you're
are
shooting at someone
insane.
with it. And then you can replace it using the consumables as well, which is bronze plate.
Okay. Another question. So you were talking about how there's like new thoughts on new weapons and stuff like that. Obviously, they're in some stage of design. Is there any that you can speak on that are there? And then I have one last question after this.
Jeez.
I wouldn't do it justice in the same way that any of our art team could, so I'll say no.
Questions.
Last question. There is there's a company that posts some art that they helped did with the early days of DEADROP, and I noticed that they have ammo differences. Like for the sniper, for example, they have a high explosive armor piercing round, and then they have the normal armor ammo. I'm assuming that that is somewhat verifiable to be like, hey, there's going to be ammo varieties in the future, like separate from just like AR,
Is there
sniper,
gonna
stuff
be
like that.
hanger variety?
So with the new ammo system, like
Look, this
we
is a lamp.
just have essentially 3 magazine types.
It's going
that
through
you,
the wall.
We'll have so it's
Instead
like
of making a new
normal,
lamp, they just literally
heavy and then
put the
special,
regular lamp
just like generic abstract.
and stuck it in the wall there. to
Then
make
the
it
weapons
more of a sconce.
themselves can use whatever. So we might have a maker weapon or a maker variation of a weapon that ends up using.
Need to get this
say,
started.
high explosive rounds. Or maybe that you have some kind of weapon firing mode toggle. Like we have support for that stuff, but it won't be like you can use any ammo type on any gun. That's not really part of the design.
Will the Warforge, will you be able to kind of build that out into like, hey, I want my
Oh, there
Warforge
you-
sniper to use the high explosive or the normal, and that's like a before match determination.
I believe that mechanic will probably end up falling more on the other manufacturers, like the mod chip manufacturer.
I haven't
for
gone
example,
this way,
or,
right?
on the other ones, as far as just having it as like a default type choice.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, good question. I was surprised anyone asked about that.
Let's just get playing.
Did I answer every single question that anyone has ever had?
I think so. Unless there's any
We
more,
did.
get them in. Otherwise, I think AJ has a few things, and then I'll have a couple things also. Oh, Saber stuck one in.
Are we applying for a flight type of testing for console like Halo did, or is it different because it's a Microsoft game? I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm
I
not sure
crashed the game.
what the
I
differences
crashed
would
the
be. I think currently, as I mentioned earlier, the realities of our dev situation make it so that pushing and certifying console builds is unlikely to happen for founder testing.
Yeah. I would also assume that Halo has a little bit easier certification process.
I would hope so.
All right.
All right.
Back in.
I think that's probably a good wrapping point on my end. So I
Yes,
just want to say thanks everyone. And as I mentioned earlier, like my intention is that I'm basically living in Discord and reading all your stuff for the rest of the way. So as we do all these tests and you guys actually have to play, please like reach out, whether it's throwing in feedback threads or throwing in a bug and just like giving us stuff to chew on, or if you feel really strongly about something, start a conversation with the rest of the founders, and we'll be reading and I'll be having back and forth. And as I mentioned, my intention is that I'm more or less pulling you all into a lot of the tuning and balance type conversations and sharing as much as I
Crashed
can
it.
so that we can really jam on that stuff
Fuck
as a
crashing
community,
the
because I
game.
feel like the gameplay and feedback that we get on moment-to-moment stuff especially is really strong. People actually can put through reps and shoot each other a bunch. So yeah, in short, I'll be around. Please don't be afraid to reach out with any questions or feedback or comments at any point. Yeah, thanks. Great questions. AJ, you wanted to talk about bugs or something, I assume, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
fuck yeah.
Hello, everybody. So, as you guys can see, there's a bug report guide that I have provided in Discord, as well as a blog post. It would be greatly appreciated if you guys could make sure to read through this, read through the blog post. The blog post will provide kind of a copy and paste structure for you guys to use for your bug reports. If you guys happen to not or forget, mods will be letting you know to make sure to provide the proper formatting and media as well. And then just some tips. If you're crashing on launch, make sure to delete your saved folder in the Moon folder in your local app data. A lot of settings have been added or changed in the game, and you'll most likely crash due to some video setting conflictions. So once you fix that, you should be able to launch and get back into the game, no problem. Also, some people have been able to get into the build and play through test servers. just know that there are known issues that are specific to test servers and how they work. Those types of issues are more than likely not going to be present when you're actually matchmaking through our normal flow. So if you are experiencing issues like that in the test server, just make sure to test them in the actual matchmaking flow to verify that it's actually happening. And then with that, if you guys have any questions, again, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to be available during every Founders testing round to help you guys out with any troubleshooting issues and things like that. So everybody have some fun. There's a lot of new things, and I hope you guys enjoy what we've put together here for you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
About
Thanks,
1 hour
Andrew.
from now, we'll be playing.
Yeah. Just
Wait,
real
now
quick, just some notes. There is a founder testing voice channel. You are required push to talk. If user protocols are in place, so follow the rules. Don't overtalk the devs. If they're chatting, let them talk. Midnight Sentries and Night Commands have both been told that they are welcome to remove people from founder testing if they're breaking the user protocols. So don't do it. Have a good time.
Don't
and
do
we'll
it.
see you
Better not
pretty
do
soon.
it.
See ya.
All right, now we have to wait an hour. What do we do now? We have to wait an hour. What am I? Flex. Guess we're gonna wait to do that.
What's
What
up,
up?
Dingle Difference?
What's going on, boys?
What up?
Oh, Dingle.
Now we have to wait an hour.
Man.
It no one answers my question. I mean, you guess you answered it, Shots.
Just say I've
No
done
one
my
answered
best
your
to answer
question.
questions. What do you mean?
What?
I've been trying to answer your questions. What do you mean?
No, I mean like the no one asked him directly though.
He didn't
No.
give a direct answer. It
So
wasn't
someone
that
asked
it wasn't
specifically
asked.
like
What was your question?
if I jump from the top of a tower and I grab or mount onto a ledge, will I take damage?
Nope.
Oh.
No. You,
Okay, good.
You will not take damage, but what I have found with ledge grabbing is it is now extremely hard to do from those heights. Because I'm running around in their test map right now trying to ledge grab everything I can. It is not easy anymore.
This is where you get to upgrade your ledge grab.
I'm down with that.
You can upgrade it. It's another area of progression. Because some people, even when I saw in the chat in the founders thing, because I was watching from the outside in the nosebleeds outside of the stadium, some people value like different progression more than others. Like some people like the XP grind, some people like the equipment grind. I really like the idea of upgrading a character. I feel like that's like the trifecta right there, where they can just have everything. Just a little bit, not a lot. Just this little hair. Just a little hair of upgrading here and there. Not like game breaking shit, but
Hey Dingle. If
What
I
do you
share
want?
my screen, are you able to pull it up right now?
yeah.
Watch this.
Ooh, I gotta watch. Getting tips and tricks from the best.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how do you play this game? I've never.
So basically, you gotta be special. Ed.
I feel special.
Ow.
I've seen this nonstop.
You've
People
seen
keep
this.
sending me this. People keep sending me this.
And it's only on your first slide of the match.
Can you go off the?
Yeah.
It is not the first slide of the match. It's every
Or no.
slide.
The first slide is the super slide.
Super fast one,
but-
yeah. It's insane.
Are you
Yeah,
able,
yeah.
Are you able to slide off a ledge and jump a little bit? You know how you can like
Yes,
slide
you are.
off.
I
Oh,
couldn't
love
get it to
that.
work.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's satisfying.
The
The
mantling
super
is
slide
actually
allows
really
you,
good.
to jump anywhere
Let's see.
when you fall off.
I'm trying to find
Somehow-
a ledge I can show.
Wait. slide off the edge, not off like the edge where you die, but like slide off the edge and then jump after you're still sliding off.
That's what he just did. He just did it.
Oh, so like you can jump in midair. Is that what you're saying?
Kind of, yeah. That's what their
you can
coyote
do it
time is.
before.
That's so.
That's what that's referring to.
Oh my god. See, that's a feature. A lot of people are saying it's a bug. That's a feature. There you go. Yeah, I love that. That shit is dope. That is dope. Being able to do that.
Yeah.
Like the little jumps are nice. What's going on, Paratis?
Yeah, see, it's the ledge grab. You have to hit it perfect.
Damn.
I don't like if that's how it's gonna be at all times. I don't like that. But if you get upgraded though, I'm all about that. Then you get something to work for.
Actually, I think I can make this jump a little easier. Show you.
Let me go. Sliding all over.
You throw a little slide onto the mantle to cancel the mantle animation.
I'm still sliding.
No, that was actually the mantle animation.
Oh, it's just quick. Just a quick mantle.
I swear, when he answered about the explosives, I was like, yes.
Yeah, the
Yes.
mantle actually feels good.
Oh man, if I get IEDs, it's over for y'all.
I wasn't sure. I
See.
felt like I got a yes and no.
Can you do the apex thing where I know you can jump off the wall, but
Gosh,
Got a
that's
twofer?
crazy. That pulls you to that ladder. That's crazy.
Wait, the apex.
I mean, you can, but you, like,
can you like turn around and jump far, like when you're on the wall?
oh, I don't know. Not
That's
really.
what
Not
like.
far.
Once you run up a few steps, because I saw someone like climbing up, like if I don't know if they held down jump
Oh,
or
I haven't
what,
been
but
here.
they were against the wall, and they were able to climb it a
Creepy.
little more,
Yeah.
like
so,
a couple
doing
steps, like Apex.
What's up,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you can with this. It's just not easy.
I see. Yeah.
Like when they're talking about like the rats, those are the ones that are gonna be able to climb the wall really well.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, so they get a little bit more. That's okay. That's okay. I like that. I don't like the name rats though. I don't know why.
You're a rat, bruh.
Yeah, because it's usually made for people that just camp, and you don't want to be called a rat. That's
I
probably
feel
why.
like they call them DCs, and then have McClaw, so like disgusting campers, and then DCs
Why- yeah,
and then
why-
McClaws.
Why did they change the name? He never really pointed that out. Like it wasn't that big a deal. It couldn't have been that big a deal for them to change the name. So that's why I was wondering why.
It might have been a dock situation. Oh look, there's a little helicopter. Did you see that?
Oh, dock situation. Yeah.
Yeah, the frozen
He said
helicopter.
There was a bunch of reasons they changed the name. He just couldn't remember like a specific
Why?
one to point out.
Well, I think sins is something that you regen, so I guess maybe that's
I hope there's like a skin for like the OG sin.
Hey, rat.
With the bald head.
Rat.
I don't
The
like
bald
how
head
they
with the
removed
soulless look.
What's up, Dave?
What's up?
They removed the colors to the car, the plates. They removed. I don't know if you'll be able to check your weapon skin. I hope that they didn't remove that stuff.
What do you mean? They didn't remove it. It's just not in this build.
Dave,
Yeah.
you want to say
So
hi?
that's what I'm
Wanna
saying.
say hi to my
It
doggy?
was removed.
Can you
It's not
slide
in
on
this
the zip?
build.
Your doggy.
Yeah,
Like
little
after
I
the
get my
zip?
chihuahua with me.
I haven't found a spot to do it on this map because there's not much room.
Unfortunately,
after the
she's
zip
getting
lines.
I see.
I mean, I'll go back over there and try it on
What?
that one, but
You've already been fed, you fat ass.
I've been trying to find out how to break
Not even
the
kidding.
game.
Not even kidding. This dog eats like fucking everything. Ridiculous.
I feel like another issue with that ledge hanging thing was there's a lot of broken exploits that you could do around the map with that thing, because they would have to go through and like fix every single thing that you can grab onto,
This
because
is the best.
Okay, so I think the plan is, since there's an hour, which sucks, I'm just gonna restream or something. I'm gonna order some food, wait for the play start again, restart stream here because yeah, it'll just be me running around, you know, not fighting anybody. And you get to see the new maps and stuff, but how long can you do? Hour? It's not content. That's bullshit. All right. I appreciate everybody that came in. Thank you so much. I'll be back in like an hour. Actual game. And yeah, that's about it. Can't wait to actually play it. So that's gonna be fun. Let me see here. Let's go down. You know, hey, thank you, Loken Plays. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. Colby for the Prime sub. Thank you so much. G Dub with the follow as well, and MCAT. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys so much. In an hour, we'll actually get to play the game where we can actually shoot people, and we might have different maps. I mean, I don't know. Oh my god. And we shouldn't be sliding like this forever. Pretty freaking crazy. Oh. Well, till then. Bye.